So I would not count Luminosity out if it goes to
Definitely
distance.
not. Definitely not. That's why it's still a toss-up for me. It goes back to the whole thing we were talking about before. It's a best of one in S&D.
Yep.
These are all pro players. Anyone can win that. It just comes down to getting those timings in your favor, getting those clutch one-on-ones. Fringe CTF, the first time we'll see CTF tonight. Here's your after-action report from that map. Saints with a combined 84 kills in your first 2 respawn game modes in the series.
Pretty impressive. Does a great job in the OBJ department as well. He's able to take the drone in for 2 dunks. Connect on 2 throws as well. And you saw Spacely obviously doesn't put up the most kills, but 4 throws of the drone in for himself. And then on the side of Envy, Eggs goes 30 and 25. Slasher 24 and 22. Just need a little bit more from Cap and Teep.
Yeah, and here's a look at how it went down from the start. It was all Luminosity. You really thought, this team, they're just gonna run away with this game, especially with how John was playing. Here he runs out of ammo. That little bit of an awkward engagement, but then Envy began to surge back inside 2.
I feel like Luminosity played that very dangerous inside 2. They started I don't want to say kind of wasting time, but definitely looked like they were going to try and just play for the waste of the clock with about 4 minutes to go. It's like, guys, it's a 5-minute half.
There's still, I think I made note of it. I was like, there's still 4 minutes remaining. It's not like they're up by 24 points. They're just up by a few possessions. We'll get joined up into this lobby. Had to switch the team names as well. Yeah. And we should get this game 4 right underway.
Envy almost makes a comeback out of it.
That reminds me a lot of that first hard point from the last series where if you're FaZe, you're like, yeah, we outplayed our opponents by 37, but we're not too happy with that win because it was somehow close. Like Luminosity in the same boat, running away with it up at the half. You're like, this team's going to stomp, and then out of nowhere, Envy bring it within 1 possession. Thankfully, Luminosity were able to close that out.
And they get 4 dead at the beginning of the second half. I think they only get a 1 out of it.
Yeah.
But just a really weird second half from Luminosity. I understand the logic because Envy's on the side that we usually see more points being put up on. 4 minutes is a lot of time to try and waste the clock over on that far rock side.
Most certainly. Now, we have still got a lot of tweets coming in from you guys with the hashtag CWLPS4. I believe we have a Sergeant Auk saying, TP, of course, his voice is soothing.
I love Teep's voice.
Captain of choice. I can see where you're coming from in that one. As we mentioned earlier on, TP, he's like an angel. You walk in a room with him, everything lightens up. You feel better about life. Your outlook on life is more optimistic.
I think the craziest series I've ever casted, I casted with TP. Maven backed out of the UMG Nashville final for Ghost. It was FaZe versus Denial. Went to game 11. Asav S&D. It was when Karma just joined FaZe.
Oh, okay.
Or he was on loan from EG to FaZe, and which is a crazy game. Crazy game, and I got to listen to it. Obviously, casting with Teep, listening to his amazing voice the entire time.
I hear TP talking, and he's got that really deep voice. And welcome back to Teep's Tips for this episode. I don't know why he sounds like that, but when I'm casting with him, I'm just sitting there like this. I'm like, keep talking, TP, please. Not only is your voice delicious, but you just know more than me in every aspect of the game. Haven't had the opportunity to cast Black Ops 3 of them yet, but I know if I did, the whole time I'd just be asking him questions just to better myself. So TP, in this S&D, where should I play here so I can win this round to keep winning wagers because I didn't pay my rent?
TP, in uplink, how do I get out of my base on infection?
Yeah, please. That would be a very good question for these guys. Waiting for one player to join up in the lobby. Fringe CTF. This is a map where we see Envy more than a lot of teams. Envy and Elevator are the 2 teams that put more pressure near that back auto side. How do you like that setup where they kind of just let Aches go off on his own, try to make a play happen, get a sneak pull?
That's how a lot of teams play CTF.
Do you kind of like that setup?
It's okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it definitely results in victories. Envy is one of the better CTF teams. But you're kind of playing in a world where you get 3 guys mid-map, you try and just have them hold that mid-map control, and you got Aches and Teep either going on a flank together, or whether one person, let's say Aches, he would be the 3rd guy staying back mid-map. You're either having Cap and Slasher lock those down, and then the 2 guys going on a flank, they're able to trade out that 1 kill. You pretty much got a Cap. Then the next guy that spawns up goes over towards flag side, he watches back, we're able to get an easy Cap on the board. It's just when your teammates die mid-map, and then you're stuck in the other team's base, and you pull the flag, and then you're just kind of stuck in no man's land, that's when things start to go wrong.
Oh, for sure.
It's obviously a strat that works. It's resulting in wins. And I expect Luminosity to do the same. Spacely, one of the biggest nuisances in CTF. Like, he puts so much pressure on the other team. Gets behind them time and time again, making big plays. Look for Spacely to be big for Luminosity if they're going to win this CTF.
I'm going to go out and say that this game mode of all was the one that was most heavily affected, CTF, by the addition of Havoc on this team.
In a negative way.
Yes, in a negative way, because, and this is something I pointed out, is the difference between the likes of Havoc and Attach in a CTF is when Attach is let off on his own, he knows how to play it. We've seen what Attach can do in CTF, one of the better submachine gun players in that game mode. But Havoc would always be playing aggressive, always aggressive, always aggressive. Didn't really play corners, didn't really kind of stay hidden, let players run past him. He would just always try to bring the aggression. And at times, he'd be in an opportunity to make a play, he'd give away his position, next thing you know, you could tell the Envy comms like, what was that?
Well,
what
also, Envy without Havoc, they're players that have been playing CTF forever.
Yep.
Veterans. You don't have to tell, Aches doesn't have to tell Cap when to rotate back to the flag. Cap knows when to go back to the flag.
Out of his instinct.
It's like, TP's been playing CTF forever. He knows when to let people sneak by, knows when to make these plays. With Havoc, he's a little bit, like, I don't want to say, like, newer to CTF, but... obviously last year didn't play CTF. The year before didn't as well. So this is really his first kind of like CTF at the top level, and it's a lot harder. Like, a lot of people are like, oh, CTF, you just kind of like camp around with an AR. It's like, no, it's pretty difficult to get pulls and to turn those into caps in CTF. Like, you got to play really structured. One person goes on the overextension when they're not to. It changes the spawn for the next person, and that person spawns out, opens up lanes. So CTF is one that you want to have a really structured regimen to your team.
Yep.
And I think Aches obviously brings that more than Havoc did.
Especially a game mode with a 7.5-second respawn delay. Like,
yeah, you get
in hardpoint, you make a wrong decision. It could definitely hurt your team, but you're back up instantly.
Right.
In CTF, not only do you make a wrong decision, but you're dead for 7.5 seconds. That's a presence missed on the map. That gives an opportunity for a flag to be pulled. And now, next thing you know, that's an example of mistake, right, which Revan talks about.
Yeah.
I'd love to hear your thoughts on this, where Revan says every flag you have as a lead, so if you're up 2-0, if you're up 3-0, every extra cap over 1 is an extra mistake. So if you're up 4-0, you get 3 mistakes to work with, because it's kind of like, okay, you know what? Well, I made a mistake pushing out this. If we give up this cap, we're still up 4-1. That's what Revan has said.
I agree.
Do you agree to a certain extent?
I mean, there's a better idea. Just don't make mistakes.
That's
That's the better idea. Get up, don't make mistakes, and win.
I think you'd agree with that as well. I think that's the overall goal, but
just don't make mistakes. As we jump into the fan attack.
That's from Mr. X.
Wise words with
just don't make mistakes.
Right.
It's easier said than done.
Yeah, it can be done. It can be done.
Was that the complexity mindset from back in the day?
Yeah. Don't make mistakes.
I love it.
It can be done. Overclock. Shiva, first 2 things off the board. High caliber, rapid fire. Yep. Before it even popped up, I said it. It's already gone. Expect overdrive to be gone as well. Look to see flash and stuns get targeted. There goes the flash. Expecting stuns at some point during the Bantam Tech. There you see overdrive. So it's one we see almost gone in every CTF game. And expect the last 2 to probably be stuns, and then maybe something like a kinetic armor camo. So there you go. Yep. The next one's going to be stun. Yep. So
pretty
rounds
normal
out
stuff.
The Bantam Protect. And then I think on this, with camo and overdrive gone, you probably see Teep going something like kinetic. Aches potentially goes heat wave, and then the other 2 go weapons. On the side of LG, you're going to have a scythe, a kinetic. You'll have Spacely probably go heat wave, and then Saints with a weapon, or Spacely sometimes goes Annihilator, and they let Saints go heat wave. So look out for that combination. Cap goes Scythe as expected. Spacely probably deciding between heat wave and Annihilator, so he's going to go Annihilator. Saints going to finish things off with heat wave. Not be shocked if Slasher goes Annihilator as well. Oh, he's going to go Tempest. All right, so get a little bit of a different look.
Yeah, it's one that we spoke about the pros and cons of a Tempest versus Annihilator pick earlier on.
I like Tempest a lot on CTF.
Why is that?
Because usually, let's say I'm Envy and I get 3 dead, right?
Okay.
And you get Slasher set up on that overextension. If he pulls out that Tempest and he hits that first shot, it zones out those players on LG. And usually, in CTF, you'll spawn pretty close to your teammates.
Yeah.
Sometimes right on top of them. Usually, like, if a team's pushing barn, like, you'll see them push right side by tracks. Everybody else will spawn in that back alley. if you get him on that back white truck, he gets one going back to the flag. You're LG, you can't go back down that alley.
It's not even an option.
You're forced to go on the overextension through auto and into tin. So Tempest with the zoning effect is huge for CTF.
And you add in the fact that, once again, a lot of times in CTF, a map like Stronghold, for example, you move as a unit. You pull out a Tempest, you can hip fire, you can still use it on the run. We talk about the mobility of the weapon. Yes, the Annihilator has great mobility as well if you can get those shots downrange very quickly, but the Tempest with that hip fire, we saw what Clayster did with it earlier on today. It is just absolutely
The Annihilator is really good on CTF as well, from the standpoint that you get a guy just posted up, set up with
holding
Annihilator,
a lane, watching extension.
Just kind of aimed in. I mean, as long as you hit your shots, I mean, the
like that's always the thing that's brought up with the Annihilator.
Right, yeah. I mean, that's always kind of the thing with the Annihilator. You knock down the shots, you're able to make a huge impact. It's really that first shot that matters the most with the Annihilator. You connect on the first one, a lot of times it's really weird. You see a guy, he'll hit the first shot with the Annihilator on the first guy. He almost always hits the second one. Like, you miss that first one, you're dead. You're dead. I think the biggest thing with the Annihilator is picking up that first kill.
Absolutely. You don't want to, any little kind of nudge that happens, any little bit of recoil will definitely throw that shot off and make it not possible to hit. I'm still waiting for that Sparrow. I want to see it, man. It's been brought out once or twice. I'm still a believer. We were joking how Elevate were always ahead of the curve, where they brought out this, they brought out that, they made differences in the meta. I'm waiting for Nagafen to use that Sparrow.
I saw Nagafen tweet out like an Argus class save. That looked pretty crazy. But Jack on Fringe CTF, which is the side that you feel the best attacking?
Oh gosh, I mean, it's one for me where you push towards that granny side of the map. You grab that flag, you run it back down rails, and you have someone watch the overextension through tin, but it's the same thing on the other side, right?
I think you attack that.
It's the same thing on this side, because there's very clear lanes. It's why I feel like Envy is such a strong team on a map like this, because it plays so similar to CTF and Black Ops 2. You know where your opponents will spawn. As long as you communicate, you can get the job done. Envy, some of the best at it in the game.
Yeah, if you're Luminosity, you want to push through tracks, you want to force spawn them back alley, you want to get that flag
and watch tin
into barn, and you want to bring it right back down tracks. And all you got to do is focus on auto and tin. And look at this. It's going to be Aches sneaking by Luminosity. You talked about it. Now look, those two players are stuck over on trackside. This guy's got to go big here over in auto, and Aches able to win the gunfight against Replays. But as I say that, the two guys on Luminosity going to win that gunfight against Team. Cap's got to go big here. There's one more player. Cap goes huge. Aches gets the flag return, puts Envy on the board. The first 30 seconds of the game cannot get a better start if you're an EnVyUs fan.
I question how teams still don't recognize that that's what Aches does at the start of every side. They just send him on a flank, he pulls the flag, he wins the one engagement he needs to, and from there, it's an easy cap. Envy starting off hot. Matt, your prediction's looking pretty solid that this series will go the distance all the way to Game 5.
Yeah, Envy, with Ace, was one of the better CTF teams. They're one of the ones that was really like pushing for CTF to be played as game mode. Obviously, at the beginning, we weren't sure which game modes we were going to play. Envy, these guys love capture the flag. One of the best teams in the game at it, obviously. And you're going to see Replay, so get behind enemy lines. And John picks up a kill, Spacely with another, and now we get a 3 dead. And Aches trailing behind the flag carrier. This would be a big play right here. He's going to be able to get one. Pops his heat wave, and that might just delay enough time, and you're going to see his teammates actually going to spawn up. You're going to have TP go mid-map.
Get this done. TP's going to get this done, unless the player that just spawned in can get the kill. There it is. They've got one player to beat. It's going to work out. Luminosity tie the game back up. Aches was so close on that heat wave play, but it just didn't work out in the end. Luminosity, they got an HC as well in the hands of Spacely. He's got stock on this weapon. They tie it back up. Great answer to that early cap from Envy.
JCap's still on the back by Globe, though, and he actually gets taken out. So he's just trying to pick up some kills back there, waiting for his teammates to push up the map. You're going to have Slasher set up with an AR in Z. He's going to be able to put a lot of pressure on this LG team. You're just going to need the SMG players to flood in if you're Envy and pick up some kills. See, they're putting a lot of pressure on this guy in the back left, and there's going to be one more in the back of that train car, and TP not able to take one player out. You see Slasher comes in, takes out Aches, and you see one kill go in the kill feed back at the base, and Spacely just gets mutilated by Slasher, and now you have Slasher going down trackside with the drone. This is with the flag. This is going to be a cap.
Drone flag, it doesn't matter.
Drone flag doesn't matter. Whatever it is, he's bringing it home.
It's getting scored after that beautiful play that he just made. But as I say that, someone's found their way to the flag. It's going to be Slasher to one-on-one. He loses the engagement.
Oh, my.
It's Papa Saints again. saying, go to sleep, it's nap time, my friend. He's running this flag back. Ace is the only one.
There's one player from Envy that was all the way on the Luminosity side of the map.
No.
You gotta fall back with the flag carrier, and that is a huge mistake by Envy.
We speak so highly of their decision making.
There was no reason to keep another guy in the LG base, and you're gonna see Ace pull the flag again. He's gonna get one, but 3 players drop for Envy. Slasher. He's out of position, and look at this. This is going to be another cap for LG.
This is a cap. John could walk backwards if he wanted to, and
some really bad positioning by Envy thus far. Just a little bit too over-aggressive.
What just happened? That's 3 caps in the last 2 minutes.
Yeah, there was one player that was still pushed up over by Graham. I don't know exactly who it was. For Envy.
Another team kill as well.
Yeah, and it actually resulted in... Yeah, this is crazy.
Flag hold. He'll bring this one back alley. The opponents are going to spawn near small fences. He gets out with his life. They've got Rails watch. They've got mid-street watch. You've also got Spacely with the Annihilator if he needs it, but he'll be able to cap this one as well unless somehow TP's character speeds up, and that's not going to happen. 4-1. What is going on? Envy have completely fallen apart.
Yeah, it seems like once LG got that second fly cap, that the floodgates have just opened, and it was just 2 players out of position. The second time they had a player over in 10. When the rest of the teammates are falling and on the other side of the map, and then they have that flag. Ace is bringing it back, or I believe it's Slasher actually bringing it back through Trax, and he drops, and now you're going to see TP going to get it over by Trax, not able to get it out all the way.
John's got to get moving.
John calls in a lightning, and he's going to be able to take out one. Doesn't take out the flag carrier.
They're putting a lot into this.
Yep.
There it is.
You're going to see Saints with the Hellstorm missile able to take out the flag carrier. Should it get returned?
What's this? Okay, replays. There you go. Okay,
replays taking some time.
Yeah, he took the long route, but it paid off. He wanted to make sure he didn't get killed by that small fence area. And at the half, it's 4-1 Luminosity after Envy get that first flag captured in 30 seconds.
And I'm okay with
Cerberus.
Yeah, I'm okay with Saints using that streak because, as I was going to say, he's got Cerberus in Lightning here for the second half. So don't have to call in the Cerberus right away. You can wait. About halfway through the game, and then it depends how you want to use it. You want to throw it down in your base, you can throw it down in the other team's base, let it cause havoc. I think it all just kind of depends on the flow of the game right now. In Envy, backs against the wall here, Jack. This is one I expected to go to Game 5, and right now it does not look likely, as Luminosity does a great job in the first half after a tough start, a really nice start from Envy.
I'm genuinely speechless after how that half ended. 3 or 4 streaks available, multiple specialists on either side. An HG already gets called in. Saint spots one player going back barn. John does the dirty work and cleans him up with that score streak. Couple kills go in favor of Envy, but Spacely and John answer right back. Ace pulls the flag. They're ready for him this time. No sneak cap this time, Ace, says John, as they hold off that first push.
With no teammates alive right there, he's better off probably just sitting in barn playing for some kills. Picking up 1 or 2 and just causing a little bit of a distraction, letting his teammates get back up the map easily, and it's going to be a 3 dead. It's going to be Cap, the last one up, and he's going to drop as well. So you're going to see Envy start spawning in the back team. John with a nice shot there on the Slasher. And this is one. You should see John start to fall back. He's going to see one cross, and he's going to call that out to a teammate. He's actually
and look what he's got.
Yep, they are not making it down the back alley.
You're dead, you're dead, you're dead. 5-1. They're relaying again. 4 dead. Matt, I'll be honest. This is not
pretty if you're an Envy fan.
I'll be honest.
The score streak's coming in.
What the hell is going on?
This is a very tough loss for Envy this moment in time. I mean, LG, they've played well. Got to give them all the credit in the world, but who knows what's going on with Envy right now. Envy really struggling. And see Spacely, he's going to be able to pick up 1. He's going to get a lightning in Hellstorm as well. Now you see the Cerberus come out from Saints. 3 minutes to go.
That's always the perfect timing. You call on him with right about 3 minutes left.
It is not a pretty game
John.
for Envy by any stretch of the imagination. Cap's 14-13, Ace is 10-12, but Teep really right now, 5-15. It's very hard, especially when he's running an SMG against AR players who are playing extremely well, and his teammates aren't doing the best of jobs, right? Nobody's opening up the map, letting him get in, make plays close range. He's fighting a lot of tough fights against AR players at range.
It's at a point now where it's at 6-1. You can have replays just do this. He's sitting back bridge, watching over the Cerberus. The Cerberus is watching over the flag. Finally, it does look like this flag will get pulled. Slasher almost dies to the Cerberus there. He winds up having to go the long back route towards back barn. John in position to stop this one with kinetic armor. He returns the flag, and just like that, EnVyUs' push is squished.
Yep, it's going to end just like that. Now you see a Hellstorm coming down. This is just going to be a lot of streaks just coming down. I mean, it's going to be ugly here in the final 2 minutes, I think.
Oh, God, John just destroyed Slasher.
No, I mean, yeah, it was an RK5.
Slasher was shooting. John slid into the corner, popped back out with the RK5, and shut him down. Just kind of sums up the game for EnVyUs right now, as John is just shredding at 21-11.
You have Spacely on a 3 streak. He's going to actually push in. He's going to take out 2 with the Annihilator, and now he should be able to pull the flag, and Saints' Cerberus gets the kill. And this should be another cap.
I think Slasher's just
I believe Maven called that the other day the sign of defeat. With a minute and 40 left, Slasher's going to bring it out. And should be a 7-1 lead for Luminosity. And this kind of reminds me a little bit of a game earlier in Stage 1 where it was EnVy against FaZe on the same exact map. And FaZe really beat them bad. I think it was something along the lines of 7-1, 8-1. And you know, EnVy bounced back from that loss in a big way. After that, they kind of go on a huge win streak. So who knows what this loss could entail for EnVy. Obviously, you know, they got to get back, you know, playing with Hakes more against pro division teams. It's great to do it in the 25K, but you only really get maybe 1 or 2 matchups for EnVy against those pro division teams. They got to get some more practice in with him. You know, they had a really good thing before. Obviously, team dynamics change when you put Havoc into it. Now going back to Hakes, they're going to change again. Got to get everybody back on the same page.
50 seconds left. Just waiting for this one to end. 7-1. Luminosity, Matt, they take this series. Walk me through what it means for a team like LG to win this series, not only against a squad that they needed to win against, but now in the overall playoff picture.
It sets them up for another 2-0 week.
They face DT tomorrow, right?
Yeah, we showed, I believe it was 2 weeks ago, they have the easiest strength of schedule out of any team, you know, in that relegation zone. And you can see they're taking full advantage of it. This is a game in the Rise game that we didn't actually expect them to win. And this is an LG team that, you know, in their last 6 matches, they could potentially start that out 4-0, which is huge. I mean, that last week, they pretty much just got to go 1-1. They may even be able to afford to lose both those matches, and they're able to make it in if they're able to beat DT tomorrow. So you don't want to say their job is done. They still have a big match against DT tomorrow. They got to win that one. That is one they cannot sleep on, a DT team. We've seen upset other teams before, but nonetheless, huge win for Luminosity. They take this series 3-1, Jack. A scoreline and a series I did not predict. I thought this one, EnVy was going to come out, look much better playing with Hakes again.
Yep.
Not the case.
You thought that would kind of light a fire under them. Instead, Luminosity, they step up big ways. 7-1 on CTF. We talked about, you know, if it went to Game 5 and Luminosity lost, they'd have to be frustrated because they kind of threw away that Game 2 S&D. Instead, it does not happen in that way at all, as they're able to get that big win. And now there's an opportunity, Matt, where they finished their last 3 weeks in the COD World League. Imagine if they finished 6-0.
And it puts a lot of pressure on some of these other teams, like H2K going up against Elevate. A lot of pressure on them. TSM versus Complexity going on right now in the secondary
Actually, didn't even think about that.
A lot of pressure on them. Our next match, OpTic versus TK. This becomes almost a must-win for TK because you got to figure, you know, TSM or H2K, one of those teams has a pretty good chance to win. Yeah. And then Rise versus DT at the end of the night. Obviously, DT needs anything they can get. But this win puts a lot of pressure on some other teams.
Absolutely. Rough loss there for the boys of EnVy. Not looking too good, especially in that CTF. Here's a look at your after-action report. 7-1. John double positive with that AR presence on the map. Everyone positive overall on Luminosity. TP, rough game at 9-22.
Yeah, Spacely with 4 flag caps. So we talked about how big of a nuisance he can be in CTF before the game. He definitely showed it. He was able to make a big impact in the OBJ department. And Inks on the other side, he's able to get 1 flag through, but just not enough slaying. I mean, just the job that John and Saints did in that game is huge.
Absolutely. We'll take a look back at it. And this was one where, look, boom, flag is pulled, 22 seconds in by Akes. He runs it back, Ali gets that cap, and at this point you're going, oh, EnVy are about to steamroll this game. Things are going in their favor. They're looking solid as a team, and then within a minute, Luminosity answered back with a cap of their own. And that's where things began to fall into place for LG. They start getting the clutch kills. EnVy start getting spawn trapped. And within 2.5 minutes, Luminosity are up 4-1. They get the streaks they need. They save the servers for the final 3 minutes. That was really all she wrote, man.
Just an ugly game. An ugly game for Envy, and a very strong one out of Luminosity. And you got to start talking about them as some of the best in CTF.
Yeah.
You got Replays, he's very smart. He's going to play a strong AR role, lock down sides of the maps. You got John and Saints, two guys who can go off at any moment in the slaying department. Then we talk about how big of a nuisance Spacely could be. Could be a very good team in CTF.
Most certainly. 2 matches down, only halfway done with the action tonight. Up next after this break, we'll have OpTic Gaming versus Team Kaliber, a major relegation matchup. You won't want to miss it.
The guys from a Potion, a couple of players dropped the shot there from Excite. He got there in the end. Players looking to contest a little bit far forward there as well for them. As he pushes on forward, you know, he's looking for these players. Whereabouts these players can be located. Spots one, spots the second, gets the shot. There's the triple kill.
What you got for us, please? And no, not going to happen. Tommy straight away finds the head and a second as well, shredding through the assault. And that's a third. He's lining them all up. There's one man. It is the bomb carrier. We have to see if Jays is going to steal this ace away from Tommy, because it doesn't look like likely. He's going to pull out the SVG and the VMP. He's got them both. Jays draws blood and it makes it very clear that this potentially could happen. The glitch! Oh, Tommy! He brings it home in style.
Kinetic armor going to get popped here by Miracles as Complexity. They're going for this last second pull. 15 seconds remaining on the timer. Miracles has his flag in end. He's going to be running this one right up the middle of the map. Big kills need to be made by Ricky right here. Needs to shut down this push from H2K. Finds one. Trying to follow it up once again. He gets shut down. Time starting to wind down.
He's got to
go. Can he hit it? 1 second.
He gets it through. And that is a clutch G-slide there. The rotation has reset, and Nimble managing to stay on top of the map, picking up the kill. Going forward, his team getting a double. The War Machine out from Azzy there as well, might add, before he got shut down. Nimble just able to clean up and complete the kills. 25 points away, I might add, from his score streaks. Scratch that, he's already got him.
Stop it, Nimble!
Yeah.
He's gonna dodge one. He's gonna heat wave another.
Oh my God!
One in the world.
Where's the return? He gets that as well. Diabolic is a monster. 3-2 advantage for DT. He's so he's still killing people.
What is going on?
Is on a rampage. 5 streak. That was unbelievable stuff as DT takes the lead.
Being a part of the Call of Duty competitive scene has honestly been almost a life-changing experience for me. I love everything about it. It's the connections you make with your teammates, with all these other pro players, with the fans that you meet at these events. We're all hanging out, we're all having a good time. I started off playing video games at a very young age, so I always knew growing up that I really enjoyed video games. I finally got introduced into MLG and saw the tournaments and saw that there's people playing for thousands of dollars and stuff like that. And I remember thinking in my head, I want to do that. I'm a slayer, which means I just kill as many people as I can. I'm mainly supporting my teammates who are doing all that objective work. I went through a bit of a low point in my career at the very beginning of Advanced Warfare, this past Call of Duty. I was on OpTic Gaming for an entire year during Call of Duty Ghost. OpTic Gaming is kind of the pinnacle of Call of Duty organizations in terms of fan support. And then I ended up getting dropped at the very beginning of Advanced Warfare before we'd even played together, before we'd even scrimmaged. I understand now where they were coming from. When you have the chance to get 2 high-caliber players like Formal and Crim6, it's kind of a no-brainer. But looking back on it, you know, I kind of got released in a really, really unfortunate way. We played him at Call of Duty Championships, and I said that tweet, throw me to the Wolves and I'll come back leading the pack, because the team I was on Denial was called the Wolf Pack, and so it worked out perfectly in terms of us being the Wolf Pack, and they threw me to the Wolves at the beginning of the game, and you know, at the end, we ended up beating them and winning that $1 million tournament.
My team is myself, Karma, Scump, and Crim6. They've been Call of Duty gods for as long as I've known about Call of Duty.
We have like 4 of the best Call of Duty players to ever touch the game on consoles.
Crim is more the in-game leader. He goes over and gives the most advice.
Scump will be the guy who's just always throwing a joke in there, like just to like lighten up the mood. And Karma's just the guy who, when you know he's talking, it's something serious.
Then you have Formal, who's our AR player or assault rifle player. He's more of sit back, hold lanes. We go at each other's necks a little bit online. We're gonna fight, we're gonna butt heads, we're gonna have arguments. We're not gonna agree all the time.
Whenever there is a tense argument going on, I'm usually the guy that's like, bro, let's just relax. We're just 4 best friends.
We have a great time in and out of the game.
Goal this year is sort of to get revenge for last year. I think that everyone is still pissed off about the whole 7th place thing.
Going in with the best team that I've had at a Call of Duty Championships to have my worst placing, it was heartbreaking.
We made it to the finals of every tournament but that tournament.
No one else thought they could beat us. No one thought they could even touch us out of there.
That's probably the most mad I've ever been in my life.
I think we all kind of learned last year what not to do this year. There's no way that we're going to let that happen again.
B-drop. Slasher was in the action too. He's able to get one. The drone still down. What a heat wave coming in from Karma. Can they make the plays? The drone's still down. It's right in front of Slasher. They get it for a second, but he's by himself. He's getting pinched from both sides. This is nuts.
He is putting down tons of shots. How is Slasher still alive?
I have no idea. He gets another. The drone is reset though. So all this time, all he's done is at least keep them pinned.
Well, Slasher has gone on an unbelievable seven streak in their base.
There's still a scythe in play. The specialists most definitely are not dead. Coming around that corner, looking fierce, 8 seconds and counting. He keeps him safe. He's completely locked it down. Nelson, the bodyguard, is going to scoop it up and make it to 7. That is an astounding round, one to remember.
Heat wave gets hit. What a perfect use of that specialist. He stops the dunk from coming in. That is definitely a play to keep in mind. Classic with Afterburner. One player to beat, though, that's wall running as well. He turns around, passes it to his teammate. Mooney moving it forward with the drone. He's got overdrive. He's going for the dunk. Is he going to float on in? Oh, that was so anticlimactic. The story of my life as he uses
Hold on, we got to score. It doesn't matter. Yes! The greatest uplink play ever.
Looks like they should be able to at least put a 2-point
They have
play
an
on the board
opportunity here.
Yeah, they have an
Someone
opportunity.
has to get back.
And he's got kinetic as well, so they have an opportunity to actually make this happen. You see the drone get to the hands of OpTic. Slasher picks up, not able to toss it for yards, though. It's actually going to be.
They got this. I think they have a chance. You got to toss it. Turn around. You got to run. 6 seconds left. They should be able to get the dunk. And there it is. Tie game. OpTic Gaming. 3 seconds left. We've got OT.
Try and get a pick here. Nogman's going to toss in a nade, try and get a hit marker, but I don't think they have any idea spaces in that corner.
Oh, you got to be kidding me. Look how cocky this is. He's still alive.
Really?
He flies in, tries to no-scope one. He watches his teammate drop. Is he going to be able to connect with this thing? There it is. Aqua, man on a mission right now. He buys a second. He's a maniac. He shouldn't be alive in the first place. And then he soars in one. Woo! Aqua, you filthy, filthy man.
My mom supported me for most of my gaming career, and my dad didn't really start supporting me until I won the COD Champs. He also wanted me to keep my grades up, do my homework, study for tests. He just wanted what's best for me, like any parents would. But now they're like full-fledged into it. They have Twitter, and they watch all my videos on YouTube. Everything, they're just very supportive now. I took a semester off college because I just knew I was going to be doing a lot of traveling. It would have just been really tough to keep up in school and to be the best player I could be for my team. I'm a submachine gun player, so I'm always in your face, running at people, do the objective, cover my teammates if they need cover, or just go to the lane that's open. Call of Duty 4, when I first started playing, I placed top 8 my first event. I started my first live stream and people came out to watch. FaZe Clan has a ton of fans, and now that I'm on FaZe, there's just a bunch of them. They're always tweeting us, congratulating us. I'm just gonna keep writing it out, keep doing my absolute best. I don't think I have a personal biggest rival, but since we're on FaZe, probably OpTic Gaming, because last year FaZe won an event and then OpTic won 3. Clayster, myself, Replays, and JCap were on Denial. We beat OpTic at Call of Duty Championships and won that tournament. And then OpTic won the next 2 tournaments. And then when we formed our new team with myself, Zuma, Enable, and Clayster, we beat OpTic 3 times on LAN, and they haven't beat us yet on LAN, so it's really fun when we play them. They're probably the best team in the game. I always love hanging out with them, but when we're in game, we're rivals, we just gotta play each other, and it's always really fun because it's always an intense match.
Every day, I'll probably get 5 tweets on my Twitter asking, how do you become a pro gamer? Do you have any tips? You have to be dedicated, put a lot of time into it. You have to be patient. I've been putting in 8 to 12 hours a day. Eventually, if you're a good player, you'll get recognized. Just from playing video games, they come up and say, hey, dude, I'm a big fan. I appreciate what you do. And I think it's cool that someone wants me to write Sharp on a piece of paper because I play video games. Right out of high school, I was traveling a lot. We were going to like London, we went to Germany and stuff like that. So, my family is like, why can't you hang out? And I'm like, well, I'm doing this. I got to play in this tournament. They've been to some of my tournaments. They usually watch all of them online, and my mom will sit there and watch my stream sometimes when I'm playing. So it's nice to have a supportive family. My brothers, they think it's pretty crazy. There was a tournament in Columbus they all went to, and they all had mullet wigs on because my whole thing is like mullet nation because I'm from Kentucky. So they were all rocking mullet wigs, screaming in the crowd. So it was pretty cool to see them out there. I think my team this year can go as far as any other team can go. I think we're one of the best teams. Black Ops 2 was Team Kaliber's best game as an organization, so I think Black Ops 3 would just be the same thing.
Halfway through the night here for the start of Week 10, the first day. So far, we've seen two pretty good matches, but we've seen some blowouts on some maps, a 6-0 S&D for FaZe there, and then a 7-1 CTF win of Luminosity over Envy.
Yeah, did not see the Luminosity one coming. I could have said, FaZe is going to beat CLG.
Yep.
Could have saw that one coming. Not really the fashion. I thought it was going to be a pretty close series. The Envy one really kind of stunned me. This series coming up, though,
That's kind of why I brought that up. This one, OpTic Gaming
this
fans, I think, expecting to see some big maps from their team against the likes of Team Kaliber. I personally think of Hardpoint as one where OG can really run away with it. Let's talk about this OpTic Gaming lineup, Matt. We've seen them really come into form, especially these last few weeks. They caught a hiccup in the 125K, but winning 3 of the 4 online 25K tournaments. This team's looking hot as ever.
And it's so interesting. I think there's a thread on the Reddit where it's who would be the biggest loss for this team? Somebody left or somebody got dropped or whatnot. And you got votes for everybody.
Yeah.
Like across the board. Formal, I think, is a big player for them. I would probably say Krim in that situation. Krim, like kind of that in-game leader.
Yep.
A really strong player. But Formal, I mean, the guy has just been unreal the last 2 years with the assault rifle.
Oh, absolutely. The guy continues to improve, and you wonder where the skill ceiling is in the game. It's a guy like Formal who's defining it. On the other side of things, though, Team Kaliber, boy, do they have their hands full tonight. We just kind of said with that Luminosity matchup over Envy, this becomes a match that TK could define their whole season and stage going into that Stage 1 relegation.
It's do or die time for Team Kaliber. I mean, they've had a lot of time to win some games, put together one-on-one weeks. They just haven't done it. Now they got to string together 2-0s. Not a lot of time left for this team. Goonjar's got to be the big player to show up. Usually shows up with the assault rifle time and time again. A really tough matchup going against Formal tonight, though.
You need to go big, Goon. This is it, man. This is a night where your presence on the map from TK is defined by what gunfights Goonjar could win against the likes of Formal in those power positions, especially on the maps we're seeing here in Fringe, Infection, and Fringe for the 3 respawn games.
Even then, it might not be enough, right?
Yeah.
Fringe, Infection, and then Fringe. A lot of maps that it's very difficult to play an SMG.
Definitely.
Scump, one of the better players at it. Who's going to play the SMG and step up for TK?
I mean, Sharp is going to be a guy that you think of. Can he match up against the likes of Scump? That's where you got to worry. Flashbang right off the board from OpTic Gaming. No surprise to see a Shiva ban early on. Neither of these teams really enjoy playing with that weapon. Man of War ban, and I immediately looked at you, and Mr. X gave his eyebrows of, what does that mean? You're confused by that one?
I mean, we've seen Formal run the Man of War time and time again.
Yeah.
But, I mean, he's going to go with the M8.
Yeah.
Figure.
I think Formal. I guarantee you Formal's reaction to Skype call went, what? Like what? Okay.
Well, you're going to see stuns, rapid fire, overclock, probably high caliber. You're going to think that one's going to go.
Okay.
There it is. And then last one,
I mean,
Scump.
I don't think Scump's going to ban kinetic armor.
You could potentially see, I think it was like either Karma or Scum talking about stuck on an SMG, potentially get rid of that, but no, they're going to go get rid of Sim Texas. So if you're OpTic Gaming, you love that Banner Protect. It kind of falls right into your favor. We'll go into the special strap. You see Goon going to go with his trusted Scythe. Karma, go Heat Wave. Krim could potentially go Weapon, could go Active Camo. You're going to see Neslo go Kinetic. There's the Camo on Krim, so you expect a Scythe on Formal, and then you're going to see Kinetic Armor on Scump to round things out for OpTic Gaming. And then you probably figure you're going to see Camo on Theory, or they could go Annihilator or Purifier.
Finish things out. Theory going to get that active camo, Scump with kinetic armor, and is it a mirror matchup? Yep, mirror matchup down the board. 3 abilities and 1 weapon on either team. As I mentioned earlier on tonight, we saw OpTic experiment once with having 4 abilities on their side when Formal wound up running Overdrive. I believe they lost that map, and then that's when they said, okay, Formal, stick with the Scythe. You're pretty darn good with that lethal ability.
Yeah, you want to put weapons in Formal's hands. Yeah, it does not strike me as the Overdrive.
Oh yeah, no.
Type.
Formal, when you think of a player that should use Overdrive, Formal doesn't come to mind. But as we do before every match, we love the Twitter interaction. I've been reading all the tweets tonight. We mentioned some earlier on. This question: show us how you're watching. With the live event viewer now fully underway, people have been loving it. There's been compliments not only from our scene but other esports scene, seeing like how great of a leap it is to have a live event viewer in your stream. Brings in so many new Call of Duty viewers. Send us your pictures of how you're watching at MattMrX, at CourageJD. Use the hashtag CWLPS4. And I said yesterday, everyone watching, I want that from. I don't care who you are. Make a Twitter if you need to right now. Send it over. I want to see how you're watching.
You know, the in-game viewer, it's just a tremendous achievement by Treyarch.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people probably did not figure you could do something like that in a console game, and nope. A lot of credit goes to them. They're able to, I mean, all the credit goes to them. They're able to figure it out. It looks beautiful.
Yeah.
Works great. So big props to the guys over at Treyarch.
You know, we mentioned how Black Ops 3 and the COD World League up for a BAFTA award for just overall what's going on in the competitive scene. I think a live event viewer is definitely a big reason why it could win that award. I fully think we're deserving of it. I think we've done a pretty good job over here. Either way, though, TK fans, they are nervous right now. Their team's opportunity to move out of the relegation hangs in a matchup like this. They've had a rough stage so far. I worry, too, because I feel like the maps don't favor them at all either.
If I'm a TK fan, I probably think of the word, like, past nervous. Like, what's more than nervous? Like, I don't know.
Dreading what's to come?
Yeah. Kozdov's, like, pacing around in the TK house right now. Is it Kozdov or
Kozdef.
Kozdef?
I think. Kozdef.
I don't know. It just all looks the same.
I love Justin.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Either way, I'm going to embrace him the next time
I'm just going to call him Justin.
Hopefully for
I'm not
good
going to call him Kozdef or Kostov. I'm going to keep Maven said if I agreed to call him Kostov forever, that he would call him Kozdov. So I think me and Maven have created a pact that we are just going to call him Kozdov until people kind of catch on. Maybe he'll end up having to change his name, but it's going to be Fringe Hardpoint. That third Hardpoint over by Grandma's. Keep your eye out for that one. Whoever wins that, going to win this game, and definitely needs the one that Team Kaliber needs to put the most emphasis on controlling.
I'm watching Sharpeisha off the start. He's going to have his hands full this game. You need him to match the slaying power of Scump. And while I do love Sharp, I worry if he can get that done off the start. Trophy's already in the hard point. He's been tagged up by an AR sitting in that top barn area, and he falls before even entering in the hard point.
You're going to see Theory pick up too. I thought Theory had a really good week last week. He started things out 3-0, and he's a player who can make a big impact. We've seen it before. He's really taken over games, especially against teams, you know, like OpTic Gaming. You know, he's had some big performances against them. Scump's going to be pushing through Z. He's going to eat a little bit of a teammate nade there. He's going to get taken out before that happens. And Goon, he's the one we talked about pregame. Needs to have a big game. Main AR for this team needs to put up some big numbers. He's trying to put some shots down, some guys in the middle of the map, and it's going to be OpTic Gaming winning 3 gunfights. Formal calls in an HC.
And look, he's
able to take out 1, and yeah, Formal inside of the hill. He's actually 5-0, so that kind of went under our radar a little bit.
How much does it affect your team, Matt, when you can rely on your AR player to sit in the hill and still start off 6-0?
I mean, he's Formal's silly at this game. Like, he was really good during Ghost. You see Crim just shoot Karma in the back for absolutely no reason.
It's a personal issue there.
Formal was really good during Ghost. He was really good during AW. I think this is the game where he's really kind of coming into his own as, I don't want to say like, you see the host and the game. They don't have to get clarification on why.
No big deal.
And yeah, so game starts off, you know, Formal's pretty hot, but as I was saying, I think this is the game where he's kind of put everything together, and he is just a dominant force.
Yeah.
Dominant force.
He's it's definitely an opportunity here for the likes of OpTic to get out to an easy game 1 win and move into that S&D up 1-0. Either way, though, on a map like Breach, if we look forward in the series, either way, what happens at the hard point, on a map like S&D Breach, which I feel the S&Ds in the series are really going to dictate TK's opportunity to have a chance to take this one home. Who do you trust with a sniper in the hands of TK to try to get those first bloods to give them an advantage in rounds?
It's got to be Theory.
Yeah?
When you're doing S&D.
Okay.
Theory's the guy who's going to be the sniper for this team. Not going to really see it on any of the other guys for TK. And I don't know if he's a sniper, if OpTic needs to ban out against. I think Karma could pick up the sniper rifle, Formal as well. So I'm not really too worried about that in S&D if I'm OpTic.
Most certainly, as we get this one all figured out. Just waiting for one player to join back up on in. Shouldn't take too long here. Also in this series, we saw Infection Uplink earlier on, how players were making it work. We saw Saints getting it done with the sub, swapped over to that AR for Fringe. If there's a hybrid role between these two teams that's going to swap between those submachine guns, then over to an AR depending on the map, who would it be for these two lineups?
It's going to be Karma on the side of OpTic Gaming. Some maps will see him run an SMG, help out Scump. Some maps will see him run an AR when you want 3 ARs. He's going to be the guy that goes back and forth. And I think Krim, to an extent as well. On the side of Team Kaliber, going to look at Theory. I mean, that one he starts off with an AR. He can run an SMG as well. And then on Neslo, time and time again, you will see him switch back and forth.
Neslo, someone who we haven't mentioned too much so far tonight. A guy who is his own self-motivator a lot of times. He's the one that will go back, watch theater, watch over things, get himself hyped back up. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Either way, though, Jeremy, always hungry for the victories with TK. I just worry about them against OpTic Gaming tonight. We mentioned that tomorrow they face Elevate as well. That's no easy matchup at all on top of that.
No, not at all. I think this is TK needs a 1-in-1 week to even stay alive. 2-0 would be ideal.
Yep.
They drop both of these matches, they're done.
Yeah, I think the one thing that they kind of have going for them is some of the lower teams like CLG, the DT potentially tonight could have some rough nights. And so that could kind of help clear them from that bottom half of relegation. They just need to keep up with the guys that are in that 7th, 8th spot, who are just narrowly outside the zone. Looks like the game is starting back on up. Fringe Hardpoint, yet again, will be the map. Maybe Formal will match that strong start he had in that first run through.
Yeah. I mean, the game wasn't really, nothing really
it was almost tied.
Gone on in it, yeah. So players loading into the game right now should get this one started up right away. It's going to be Team Kaliber against OpTic Gaming. This will be our 3rd series of the night if you're just tuning in. It was Luminosity able to take out Envy in a 3-1. Then it was FaZe able to take out CLG earlier in a 3-0 fashion. It's our first 2 matches.
And then finally, after this one, be sure to stay tuned. That's going to be Rise Nation versus Dream Team. Really, for me, Dream Team's, that's it. That's it, right? If they lose that, I think that's it for their stage.
Pretty close, already being done.
Well, off the break to this one as things get gloomy. We're watching Crimsix this time. He's got that AR for OG. You said he's one of the guys that can swap over depending on what's necessary for his team. Always a very versatile player. So popular to toss an A towards that white truck. For that reason right there, don't let the AR player get comfortable in that position. And OpTic have came out in force in this reset as they're already in control of the hill.
You're going to see Neslo and Sharp both picking up kills. They're getting into the middle, and Neslo's going to pick up another one. You see Karma trying to rotate out of tracks, but it's on Neslo and Sharp here. The early outsets, they were able to do a nice job, put some pressure on the side of OpTic Gaming, but it's going to be Formal and Scump picking up some kills. Krim now as well. So OpTic Gaming's going to charge towards the middle hard point.
Oh, most certainly. And you can see Neslo had a solid start. He found his way through that small room, caught the players off guard top barn. Sharp now pinching in from Bricks. Very even game, contest heavy in that first hard point. You don't really expect anyone to get up to too big of a lead here. It really comes down to that auto area, and the auto hard point is a hill that we've seen OpTic kind of struggle with at times. I did an interview with, I believe it was Karma back in the 25K a while ago, where the reason why this map was so close was because OG failed to rotate and failed to hold down this hill. Here you're seeing it off the start. Sharp getting control of Dark Hall. We'll see how long TK can lock this one down.
Well, it's a little bit like how they were in Advanced Warfare, where they don't have to rotate early when you have people just slay out like this.
They just muscle through just like this.
Yes, they just kind of rely on their aim and just skill, and like, hey, we'll give you those early, few seconds in the hard point. We can trust in our Slayers that we're going to be able to just charge at you and win those gunfights and break it. You see Formal here with an HC. He's actually going to drop, calling it in. Goon just doesn't hear it coming to his left. It's going to be Karma able to pick up one. Now it's going to be OpTic Gaming in control of the hard point.
he couldn't be bothered to look at it as you've still got Karma in the hill. One more kill, he earns that HC.
You know, questioning if Formal can get off to a good start yet again. He is 12-5.
Formal is the king of good starts in games, and look at this. This is a man with a smile on his face. He's sitting at home, just covered in protection here on this back rails area. He's just gonna watch over, see if anyone is pushing through that rail side. Now he'll pick up Tin. He'll see one player on his screen. Does he snap over? He does, but Sharp gets the better of him there as the break begins to come in for Team Kaliber.
Is he the best player in the game right now?
Formal? It's funny as for me, it's between Formal and Scum. Honestly, I know they have two different roles, but you think of their respective roles, I think both of them are the best in the game.
I think Formal might be the best player in the game right now.
Ooh, I'm gonna say Scum.
No, I think.
Nope, I don't want to hear it.
Okay, well, I think Search and Destroy, Formal brings a lot to the table. So,
okay,
a little bit off topic, but it's gonna be Scump picking up some kills, locking it down over on auto side, and you see TK just trying to throw smokes, get near the hard point, but now the AR's starting to pick up some kills for OpTic Gaming over on track side. You see Theory trying to rotate over there early. You have Scump coming through mid-map. He should be able to put some pressure on as well. As you see, he's got his kinetic armor. I wonder if he elects to use it as he pushes up. See an HC come in there. It's going to quickly get taken out. Now you see TK able to control tracks, down by a lot though.
So now this is where you begin to look at the slang in a game like this, right? Everyone on OpTic positive. They're just pushing through their opponents. Scump pops that kinetic armor. He's got 3 on him. Does get Heat Wave. This trade, though, looks like it's going to favor OpTic Gaming. Either way, though, OG actually spawn out. Formal expecting the players to be pushing. And look at the shots he just hits right there. While floating down, he's got another player pushing through the air. Narrowly sees him. Gets 2. Finds a third. One final player. It's a 4-piece for Formal. He's at 20 and 10. 9 more kills than anybody else in the lobby.
He is just a killing machine. You see Crim, Scump, and Karma all followed up with kills. Now you see the site being brought out by Formal. It's just taking out players in top barn, and it's getting ugly for Team Kaliber.
His teammate watches his back.
I mean, you know the guys on TK better than I do.
Yeah.
Now, what has their mentality been through all of their struggles throughout all of Stage 1 thus far?
I think that there's been some internal issues that they've had to fight through, just like any struggling team would have. I think Sharp, a lot of times, they rely on him, while Sharp does get a lot of flack at times from players saying, you know, is his time up in competitive COD? Does he still have, you know, what it takes to win? Sharp jokes about it a lot as well, but the man is still hungry for victory, right? I just think at times comedic humor can bring you a long way, but it just doesn't really do the full thing. As I got distracted there for a second, Maven began rubbing my shoulders, and I'll be frank, I liked it a lot.
Yeah, I saw him coming. He gave me a high five, and he just went back over.
You want the hand sanitizer?
No, actually,
I literally have hand sanitizer right here.
Yeah, I can actually probably use hand sanitizer.
Let me give you a squirt right there.
No clue what he's been doing. And Crim, during that moment in time, was actually on a 4 streak. So I believe nobody on either team has streaks right now outside of the HC on Formal.
So
but
Scythe,
TK down by a pretty plenty margin right now, Jack. I think for them to come back, obviously, Grandma is going to be a huge hill for them. And they got to rotate early, and usually we say you rotate early, you pretty much win that hill. They got to win the engagements, though, too. I mean, OpTic Gaming doing a great job in the slaying department, as we see TK lighting it up in the kill feed. But how long can they keep it up against OpTic? A lot of times we see teams will go on spurts, and OpTic eventually comes back and starts to heat up again.
Like that.
Right, just like that. They're able to just come in, break it with a 2-piece.
Now, I will make one quick point is, Formal right now, we mentioned how Saints dropped 50 before, one of the most amount of kills we've seen so far in the COD World League on a map. Formal is actually on pace for 60, and that's the truth. He's at 33 right now. OpTic with only 140 points. Can definitely get it done. He just needs to stay hot. Karma getting challenged by 2 players of TK. Formal pushing down middle street. He's going to be the one to really get these entry kills near this kind of oranges and globe side of the map. He's got 1 player in the back holding spawns as well. Can Formal get the better of his opponent? Nope, Goonjar wins that battle there.
It's a big win there for Goon. Now it's going to be Neslo inside of the hill for Team Kaliber, so they're going to rotate over. They're going to get Grandma early. You see the split spawn coming out for OpTic Gaming. You see Theory and Sharp both picking up kills as well. Neslo finds the last player, so 4 dead in favor of Team Kaliber. This is really good for them. You know, they hold the rest of this, Jack. They bring it pretty close. You know, TK, when they get fiery and the games are close, they start to play better. This could be one they could squeak out.
HG trying to spot players near middle map. Oh, apparently Scump didn't want to be in that spot anymore, and he just jumps out. And I'll be honest, man, we've been talking a lot about OpTic Gaming, but this is giving me flashbacks to that FaZe game where you have a team outslaying so hard, but this game's within 30. There's still 19 seconds left on this hill. Signs are pointing towards TK holding this one. They're going to be able to bring this game within 10 seconds.
They've done a tremendous job holding down Grandma, and you see Neslo on a 3 streak, 250 away from the Hellstorm. Be big if he's able to acquire streaks, and look at this, they're set up 4 tracks, and there's one player mid-street. Neslo needs to help his teammate here. It's actually going to pop his kinetic armor to get rid of Formal. So
I think that's useful right there. I mean, yeah, Formal's the one stopping your team from rotating towards this hard point. But well, you know, you kill him, he spawns up, and then he does that to your team. I swear his M8 has twice as many bullets and shoots 3 times faster than anybody else.
It's silly.
He
it's
affects
really
I'm telling you, he writes the code of the game prior to each lobby he's loading into.
See, he's going to try and push all the way to the end of tracks. He's going to get cut down. Now you're going to see Goon win a gun engagement as well. TK just needs to get somebody on a pinch and put some pressure on the other side of OpTic. They just keep trying to force these gunfights straight up.
Scump smelled it. He smelled it, went for it, got the kill, stopped the pinch from coming in. Looks like OpTic, they've out-bullied TK in this hard point. They should be able to lock this one down for its entirety. Scump winning gunfights in small room. Oh gosh, Karma on a 7 streak. He's fully streaked out. A combined 10 streak between him and Scump. OpTic, it got close there, but they brought the lead back out to about 45 seconds.
Yeah, and these streaks for Karma are going to be huge, because if TK, for instance, is going to be able to get control of those Grandma spawns again or get an auto, OpTic isn't going to have to rely on just muscling their way in there. They're going to have those streaks to be able to break. It's
been such a quiet game from Crim6, but he's quietly 30 and 22 with a minute and a half in the hard point, right? Nothing spectacular or flashy. Matt, when you coached a player like Crim6, what was it for him that just got him so many championship victories?
Oh, he's so consistent. And when there's a big moment, he's not going to look towards anyone else to make the play. He's going to try and make the play himself. And a lot of people, they can talk a big game, how they want to be the guy who goes big for the team. They want to be the guy that goes clutch. Not many people actually do it. Krim is one that actually does it.
Gotta love to hear that. As you've seen it time and time again, even through Black Ops 3. Always the guy willing to make the big play happen. 212 to 155. Formal's already dropped 40 kills. He's at 41 and 29. As we rotate to auto, this is an opportunity where TK can try to come back into this. It's by no means over, but they got to stop the bleeding now. As the rotation comes in, nice job from Goonjar to win one gunfight inside tin. Scump tries to challenge. 2 players soaring out, gets one onto Theory. Knows there's a second player. Here's the body stack form. Scump kills all 3. Oh gosh, kids, don't run through a doorway all at once.
I wish I got timings like that when I played.
Right, I swear. When I face people, they like somehow morph through the wall and kill me from behind. There, TK walking a Congo line, and you're not at a wedding, kids. You're on the map fringe. And there's a barrel of Scump waiting for you. 42 and 31 from Formal. He's slowed down a little bit, but the rest of the team picks things up. This one should be over here on this hill.
Slowed down. He has over 40 kills anyway.
Oh yeah, but from his 60 bomb pace, he's slowed down.
Yeah, well, I did not believe for 1 second he was going to put him 60.
Wow, that offends me.
I love
someone
Formal,
who's a fan of his craft. I thought he had.
I don't think that there was a world where I could have saw him putting up 60 kills. OpTic just going to rotate over towards Grandma. There's nobody over there from Team Kaliber.
This kill right here will end it. There it is.
Expect them to be able to put this one away. You see the pre-fire coming from Scump over there in auto. It's going to be an OpTic Gaming win, 250-177. Dominant performance. TK, they held in there. We saw signs of brilliance. They did a great job holding down Grandma early, but they just didn't do really enough on those other hills.
It wasn't like there was one player to blame there, right?
No.
They were all holding their own. It was just in the long run, the slaying power of OpTic Gaming just kept narrowly winning, and then it got to a point like this, and this represents the 28 kills that OpTic Gaming outslayed TK by on that map.
Not many teams are going to outslay them for a whole game.
No.
It's like
it's almost not possible.
And they're more than willing to risk that because they understand like the players they have, OpTic Gaming, and it's can you outkill us for 5 minutes? And sometimes hardpoint games go longer. Obviously, you're in the hill, the clock stops, whatnot. Let's say 7-8 minutes. How many teams are going to outkill them consistently for 7 or 8 minutes? There's maybe one or two that can do it, and they are willing to play that game because when they heat up, there's nothing you can do about it.
Not at all. We're talking about the kills. Let's look at the after-action report to really break it down a little bit further. Everyone on OpTic Gaming with over a minute in the hard point outside of Formal. Doesn't matter, though. He's got 44 kills to make up for it. most engagements in the game by far, with 77 on the map alone.
He doesn't even. If I'm formal, I just tell my teammates I'm never going near an objective. I would
think. Scump is the sub player with basically the most time in the hill. Scump finishes with 55 engagements. Formal finished with 77.
Yeah.
How does that even happen? That's your AR who's supposed to be anchoring.
Guy loves to kill people, man. Guy loves to kill people. He just he's on another level right now with the assault rifle.
Yeah.
It's got to be scary for other players to watch. Like, hear somebody like potentially go up against them at the stage finals. I'm like, man, you guys, somebody else run the AR. I don't want to look bad.
Please, just let me have some dignity as we take this tough matchup. Either way, though, S&D will be the next map. We talk about Breach. We said how there could be a sniper presence. We saw it on earlier series tonight. We'll get joined up in that lobby as we.
This is where you got to beat them. This is where you got to beat them if you're TK.
Yeah.
You gotta win the search and destroy. Whatever happens in the uplink happens, and then you gotta win the CTF.
Okay.
And then that game 5, it would be a evac S&D. It's a toss-up. I think that's if you are Team Kaliber and you want to win this series, that's kind of what you're aiming for.
Aiming for that game 5 victory, you think?
Yep. The 2 losses that OpTic Gaming has, 1 to Complexity, 1 to DT. I casted the DT one. DT won the hard point. I don't think Complexity had won the hard point. I think Complexity did it the S&D, CTF, S&D.
Wow.
I think that's the way you got to do it.
All right, well, we've said it a couple times tonight, but we want to make sure the news gets out there. If you're a fan of these teams, they will be at the Stage 1 finals, whether they're playing in relegation or for the big money on the line. You won't want to miss it. Visit ESL.gg, pick up those tickets. They just went on sale today, and trust me, they're going to go pretty darn quick.
Yeah.
Crowd, which is awesome. Meeting your favorite teams, which is awesome. And Maven will be there.
Yeah.
Not awesome.
No, it's pretty cool.
No, that's cool.
It's pretty
that's
cool.
cool. Maven's cool people.
Yeah, there'll be some other cool people here as well.
Yeah. I love that. I love knowing things. When other people don't know things, you can just tease and be annoying.
I mean, it's all right. I wouldn't want to tease or be annoying to you guys. Some people do.
That's why Matt's the people's caster.
I am the people's caster.
Gee.
I am the people's caster.
You lost the title a while ago.
I'm chosen by the people. Now, anyway, Breach, Search, and Destroy loading up now. We'll get into the ban and protect.
Dictators say.
Yeah.
Right? If you have to say I am chosen by the people, then you probably weren't chosen.
No, I am chosen by the people. It's actually, out of all of the people polled,
I
won
poll?
by 100%. Yep.
Oh.
Yep. Nobody else got any votes, actually. You can see Theory getting rid of his own best friend with the SVG there. So, going to eliminate the sniper presence on the map. That's how TK wants to play. Maybe if they get rid of the SVG, Theory feels pretty good with the PO6, maybe the Locust as well. So, you don't know what angle TK going for with that one.
Overkill. Ban from Neslo. OpTic more than happy to get rid of that flashbang as well. As we continue on through, you got Karma and Gunjar now up. Overclock still available. High Caliber still available. Rapid Fire still available. Expect those to be 3 of the next 4 bans in this one.
High Caliber, I assume, is going to be, next one gone. I feel like once you see High Caliber gone, once you see Rapid or High Caliber gone, the other one automatically gone.
Yeah, it's just follows it up. Follows it up right away. There goes Overclock. So, yep, it was 3 of the next 3, actually. And then Sharp with the final ban in this one. Where do you think he goes? Shiva?
It's not that big of an impact on the Breach.
You never know.
S&D.
TK were the first to ban it out last time. And there it is. TK still following with that Shiva ban. I'm not going to say I called the 4 of the 4 last bans, but I called the 4 of the 4 last bans.
Nah, Kinetic's the only game, so Scump going to go with that. OpTic can pretty much go the same thing, except Formal switches off of Scythe. You figure the same on the side of TK, so that would probably
every
give,
specialist ability made it through. So
yeah, Neslo will go Kinetic. Krim went Camo last time. Expect him to go Camo again, because Karma always goes Heat Wave.
Well,
so.
we've
Krim
also
goes
seen
Vision Pulse.
But we've also seen him go Overdrive too a little bit more as of late.
Yeah.
There though, we'll go with the active Camo. Karma expected to have Heat Wave. Then, what do you give to Formal? Do you give him Vision Pulse or Overdrive?
Vision Pulse, Psychosis. Don't think he's one that's going to go Overdrive. You're going to see Goon go with Glitch.
Oh, please. Formal pace glitch.
So I think we will have a difference. He's going to go Psychosis, and then we're going to have Heat Wave.
Glitch,
So
man.
big difference, Psychosis or Glitch.
I'm having some words with me tonight.
Obviously, I think both are extremely situational.
Definitely.
I think
saw Space
Glitch, right, we saw what Spacely did with Glitch, was a good attempt, just didn't work in his favor.
Yep.
I understand the logic with that, it's just JCap didn't chase. It's really just kind of dependent on a situation, how the other person plays it, where you end up. There's a lot of factors with Glitch. Psychosis, it's more of a distraction. Maybe you bait out a shot or two, you gain some information. I don't think you're going to make a game-changing play with Psychosis.
We actually saw a funny thing that happened. I believe it was during the 25K. One player's about to push into B site, right on Infection. He's right outside the stairs. He hugs the corner, pops a Psychosis. All 3 clones run right behind him. So you see the player, I forget who it was, just turns around, looks at his clones and like shakes his camera.
I think Octane. I think it was Octane.
He was so disappointed in his clones, and that's why it's another specialist. Sorry to cut you off.
Yeah.
That has that fail and win aspect. Like it can so easily fail if you don't position yourself correctly.
And you want to use Psychosis so when you call it in, those drones can like fan out. A lot of the times we see them go like backwards and like they're all loosey-goosey because they just don't have anywhere to go. So you have to make sure when you call in your Psychosis that there's enough area for your drones to run free, your clones to run free, whatever they are.
Go and
clones,
explore.
yeah.
Go and explore the horizons. Unfortunately, players still seeming to struggle with that one.
Yeah.
Formal on a map like this, someone who loves to play near that top middle side doesn't surprise me. You know, OpTic, they go for a 4-man push middle. It's what they do. It's what they do at times on a map like Redwood, where you know they 4-man hit mid. You have Psychosis in there as well. Talk about hectic, trying to shoot at 8 things at once on the map. Definitely could wind up working out in their favor. Either way, though, Matt, I want to hear in your gut. Do you think TK win this map?
No. No.
Okay, I was expecting like you know, I think that they have a chance here. They need to do this, but you just say no.
I think TK could quite easily win tomorrow against Elevate. I'm just being. I mean, you asked for my opinion. I'm going to be honest. I mean, this is a very tough. This is like a very.
But they're facing OpTic right now. They have to win this series.
And how many teams are going to beat OpTic? I mean, TK.
2 right now.
I tell you what, TK. I mean, they win this S&D. They put themselves in a pretty good chance to, potentially force a game 5. Obviously, a lot of the action on this map going to go down over towards the B site. Is TK capable of taking this map? Of course. Would I favor them in it? No, but I think you're going to be looking at Theory, how he plays in this one. Sharp as well. Sharp had a really good week last week. They're only able to get 1 win, but Sharp played really well last week.
He did.
And I think you're going to need more performances like that out of him. They're going to be able to take this.
All right, well, TK going to be on offense in round number 1. Theory, the player I'm going to be watching, does grab that bomb. He's also got trophies ready to go. It looks like TK are going to go for a 4-man hit towards middle, and OpTic have the same exact idea.
And I like the strat idea out of TK here. It's just OpTic's kind of going to put that pressure towards the mid-map as well. Scump's going to pick up 1. See, Theory, he's going to pick up 2 kills there. Big plays out of Theory. We said we needed him to play well, and he's going to take almost an inch away from taking out player on the back AC. And Karma and Formal able to take out the last 2. It's going to be out the gaming in round 1.
Goonjar and Karma had the same idea right here. Both pushed the opposing player on the back AC vent, except both wind up working out for OpTic Gaming there. That's how they close out the round. OpTic Gaming up 1-0, still looking in this best of 5.
And I like that strategy. Try and hit mid, and they try and get that control. You can go to either A or B, and it was. A Theory, actually, if he connects on those shots on the guy in AC, TK wins that round.
Yeah, so, he would have taken out Formal with that.
It's not a bad round by TK by any stretch of the imagination. They're going to play aggressive towards mid again. You're going to see 2 kills for each team. He can trade and make it 3 as Formal's able to pick up 1. You're going to see Scum come out, and that is a 2 fast round.
Did I not call that OpTic would play this exactly like this? They just 4-hit middle. Formal's going to earn Psychosis. They're going to hit it again, and all hell will just break loose. Scum, nice job trading that out there. Formal and Scum combined for 7-2 in the first 2 rounds we've watched. 28 seconds of S&D through the first 2 rounds.
If I'm TK, I go mid again.
Just keep going.
I call OpTic on their bluff. There's no way OpTic's going to go mid again. But
all right, OpTic, it looks like they're sending a couple people broken. TK not going to go middle as well.
They would have had it.
There goes the top middle play. Crim, the only one watching over this mid-map area with the AR.
You got to think to your opponent, right?
Nice.
You go.
This lower wall run.
Oh, yeah, it's a nice play here by Theory. He's going to get in a really nice spot. Should be able to kill some players as they try and come across mid-map. But you got to think, on the level of your opponent, Jack, right? You lose 2 rounds in a really bad way going mid-map. Who would have expected you to hit it again?
It's like a super reverse psychology. As Crim somehow gets out alive. Now with 3-on-3, Formal's found himself in a power position. Goonjar trades that kill on out. 2v2. Do they expect this flank from Scump? It doesn't appear so. Scump spots 1. Gets the kill. 2v1. Last alive is Goonjar inside the mid hut. Spots 1. Oh my god! Goonjar!
What a shot!
Are you a... He's a wizard. Look at this, look at this. Enemy located at your back. Right. One
nice shot
literally.
By Goon.
Look, that looks like a robot was playing.
He's able to connect those, and that is a big round win for TK. I mean, they have a 2v1 scenario right there.
Was that an ace from Goonjar? It was 3 kills at least.
Yeah, it was at least 3, and now TK gonna hit mid-map again, and he's gonna jump on the mid-map.
No, that was for
it's actually,
HC.
yeah, Theory's gonna actually finish that player off, but it's a very good push by Team Kaliber, and I like how they're not kind of backing down. Some other teams probably would have, when they lose those first 2 rounds, they would have played a little bit slower, you know, kind of giving OpTic a lot of the map. TK not backing down from those fights.
Think of how frustrating that must be for Theory. Had that basically free kill on the player top AC. Theory obviously just trying to help out his teammate, gets the kill, no HC. Formal's found his way all the way into TK's base. He's following up 2 more kills. There's 1. He just wants this player to challenge so badly. Either way, Scump should drop on and get the kill. OpTic Gaming, they kind of regain their composure there, win that round, up 3-1.
These are close rounds, though. I mean, they've all come down to 2v2s, 2v1s. These are ones that could have gone either way this far.
Yeah. 3-1 round lead. OpTic going to be back on the defensive side of things. You've got Formal at 7-2. He's got Psychosis. Now, do OpTic just go for a 4-man flood middle? Yep, that's exactly what's going to happen. Formal, where are you? Psychosis is popped. I told you, this is exactly how they're going to play it. TK, though, looks like they kind of counter it pretty well with a player sitting bottom lab. They also have someone watching their flank. Yes, Psychosis gets used, but
they expected
really,
the aggression,
yeah,
I think, TK.
Nothing really happens, and it's a 3-on-3, and Formal's just going to back on up out of middle. All right, I think that's a win-win scenario.
TK,
yeah, if you're TK.
Nah, Sharp, don't know if we saw that guy in top green. Nope. He's actually going to back down as he gets some shots tagged on him. Nah, it'll be interesting to see how they elect to try and break this. Karma, ooh, going to get eyes on 1. Then he's going to back out.
Are they going to double hit this? Nope. He does have Afterburner, so that lower wall run is definitely possible. Formal somehow finds 1 kill. Karma will challenge. Gets the second, and just like that, Neslo, what was a 3v3, now a 1v3, and you've got a rough round to win. Nice kill on the Scump. 1v2, still 30 seconds remaining. He's going to continue to hop this corner.
Yeah, Formal and Karma are going to back up because they don't want to kind of risk anything.
Player on the site. He has been spotted. Neslo almost turns the shots onto him. There he falls. Karma cleans it up. Nice round from OpTic Gaming as Formal 8-2, leading his team.
Yeah, they played that a little bit slower. I thought, you know, we've seen time and time again. Scump dies, like a player like Karma would have just jumped out challenge right away, and you would have saw him drop as well. But Karma ends up waiting. Formal gets some eyes on, and then Karma challenges around the corner. So smart play by the last 2 alive for OpTic Gaming. It's going to be a 4-1 lead for them. If you're TK, what do you want to see this round, Jack?
Oh, gosh. I mean, do you have any specialists to work with? Soon you're going to have Glitch, no camo, not a lot going for you. So it looks like they are going to elect to just play it a little bit more passively. It's a 2-2 split on either site. Theory with this AR watching from top green. He's got multiple assault rifles of OpTic Gaming waiting for him. Nice shot to at least get some damage on the player behind the AC vent. And here comes the long flank from TK.
You see Formal getting that first blood. It's going to be Scump able to get the bomb down, and Sharp needs to make a big play here. He's going to get 1. A lot of shots on the second player, not able to take him out. Such a difficult shot with the VMP, and Sharp actually takes out 3 there. So very nice round out of Sharp, and it's going to be a TK round win.
Sharp went to follow it up, then he realized, wait, I just killed a guy that had an M8, picks it up, gets the last 2, making it look easy. TK stopped the bleeding there momentarily. Sharp will earn his heat wave as well as his HC. Obviously, OG gets all this information, and that's kind of the good part, right, of being able to spot your opponents in those rounds that you wind up losing in that scenario, they get some information. Maybe that'll help them win these next couple rounds. And here, that's where he picks up the M8. He's like, oh yeah, wait, this weapon will be much better for this scenario. Gets the 2-piece and the round win for TK.
Yeah, those VMP shots. I mean, so that player at range then. For Sharp to connect with those. Once he picked up the M8, saw fairly easy kills. And you're going to see TK go on the offensive side of things. What do they like to do? It looks like you're going to have a
Sharp
with a bomb go over by. Oh no, actually he's going to cut back over towards the mid, so it's going to be a mid push by TK. They like the call. They got to kill one of these players quick though. They got the guy top broken, the guy bottom broken. You can't let OpTic get map control. Yep.
Look at Crim 6.
And this is what you can't let happen. This is why you gotta. Yeah, this is why you gotta push up aggressively. And you see
there's 2.
Yep.
You could just see how that play was developing. Theory getting it caught in this little wall run. Once you saw Crim just hunting from that bottom palace area, you knew TK's round win hopes were about to be destroyed. Karma with the map awareness to realize Theory's got to be somewhere around here. Formal there to help out. OpTic 1 round away from going up 2-0.
Well, that's why you got to kill those players over by broken, right? Because if you get one of them at 4 on the outsides, either by bricks or palace, to rotate back to your side of the map. So once they don't challenge those players on broken, those players are able to come on the flank, and it was pretty easy after that.
Most certainly. OpTic Gaming up 5-2. TK, they do have an HG that's going to spot B. They'll get the information there's nobody here. How do they elect to react? Looks like he's going to go for a 3-man flank. He's got the best timing in the world, though. Karma, who was watching that flank, turns around, finally does spot Theory. Player bottom lab should get the kill. Now 3-on-3. Bomb is planted. Oh, they're about to be flank top broken as well. There's Crim 6 with the second kill of the game.
Yeah, like,
oh my god.
Don't.
Oh, please don't.
It's going to be Formal taking out Nizlo on top AC. It's going to be OpTic Gaming taking SND, map number 2 against Team Kaliber, 6-2. Now, some rounds in that one, I think a little bit closer than the score indicates. I think TK did a really nice job, keeping that aggressive play.
Definitely.
They got rounds down to 3-on-3s, 2-on-2s. They just weren't able to win those scenarios.
Formal looking hot, man. What do you go? 12-3. You spoke about why you think he's the best SND player or best player in Call of Duty right now.
Yep.
And it's because of his SND game. He puts it up there with a 4.0 KD. OpTic, they really made that one look easy. I mean, yeah, Crim was 1-6 up until that final round, but when all the kills are happening around you, you can't really call that a bad game.
There are some difficult rounds. I mean, right, the first, it was either the first or second round where they had the 2-on-2. It was Theory and Goonjar against Karma and Formal. Yep. That's one TK could have potentially won.
Swing round, yep.
Some of the other maps, I believe they did that twice. It was like 2 different 2v2s mid-map, and TK loses both of them.
Yeah, the other one was Scump left it a 1-on-1, and he traded the kill.
So, I mean, there are rounds that could have went in TK's favor. They just didn't win the gunfights.
Did not happen there. TK fans, your last hope now going to be Infection Uplink. We've got your after-action report here from the boys of OpTic Gaming and TK. You can see TK, I mean, 5-7, 5-7, 4-7, 4-7. It wasn't, once again, it wasn't one person's fault, right?
No.
It was just a little bit better teamwork from OpTic, a little bit better trading ability, just a little bit better gun skill in those long-range engagements.
It's just those big gunfights.
Yeah.
I mean, 2 or 3 of those gunfights go in TK's favor. This is an S&D game that's probably still going on right now. That's probably one that's where TK is only down by like 1 round, and we're in around 9 or 10. But obviously, those kills are the difference between losing 6-2 and potentially winning this map in a close fashion. And you gotta give OpTic Gaming all the credit. When they have to get those big kills, they come up with them.
Yeah, and you saw it. Even that was a round right there. Remember when it was the 3-on-3 and Formal somehow got that first kill? Just won the gunfight from top green to top AC. Then Karma had all the ability to push up on the map, got close with that RK5, made it look easy from there. This could be the final map of this best-of-5 series. OpTic Gaming looking for another 3-0. This will be their 10th win in a row in the COD World League.
It's scary.
17-2.
And going into an Infection Uplink. It's not ideal for Team Kaliber. One where OpTic Gaming, they really show their talent with the assault rifles. You're going to have probably Formal, Karma, and Crim all running ARs. If you're TK, you got to think about getting some of them out of the game. Potentially add mates, get rid of Man of Wars.
Yeah.
Try and make it interesting.
Okay. There's the Man of War again. Do they follow it up with an M8?
I mean, you got to think.
Does Karma protect the M8 right now?
Just keep attacking.
Does Karma protect the M8? Do you think that do you think they recognize, like, guys, I think they're just going to hit all the ARs? No. So goes the rapid fire. imagine Goonjar of all players banning the M8 right now. Nope, he goes with overdrive, concussion, follow up. Crim6 and Neslo, the last 2 to ban.
You think flashbangs are gone? High caliber,
Overclock.
Overclock, or something like camo potentially.
If I'm TK, I get rid of camo, yeah. Because honestly, camo, OpTic is the best, I think, with using camo in uplink.
And up, I believe I got a score update on the other side of things. I think TSM was actually able to beat Complexity. I'll have to get confirmation on that, but that's what I'm hearing.
It's one of those things, right?
That's a huge win for TSM.
It's one of those that I said it earlier. Like, Complexity play to the level of their opponents, and TSM realize that everything's on the line. Cole, don't get it done, and what's that, 3 losses in a row for Complexity now?
I believe so. And they're a team that's not out of it yet. I mean, they play OpTic tomorrow.
Look at Matt's eyes just went wide open. Like, Complexity, you gotta get things in order, man.
Especially with Luminosity with potential for a 2-0 week. TSM plays FaZe tomorrow, so
you never know at this point. I mean, FaZe looked very good today, obviously, but either way, we'll try to receive official word. I believe you said you just heard it.
They did, yeah.
Okay, so they did. Wow, Complexity. Man, they got to turn things around, especially.
They're a real puzzling team.
They really, like, I want to believe that they're very, very good. And then every time I check the Reddit, like every time I go on after Complexity loses, like, these guys are the biggest letdown of a team, yada, yada, yada. Who's the issue? Who is it? Is it Miracles? Is it Parasite? Is it Nameless? You never know. You never know who to pinpoint. I feel like Ricky actually hasn't, I feel like nobody really says Ricky because of how well he's performed in, like, the Search and Destroys.
I don't think there's really, like, a weak link on that team. Things just not working out at this moment in time.
It just seems like at times they're just playing, having fun, and the next thing you know, they realize, oh, guys, we're down by 100 in hardpoint against CLG. Like, can we step up? And then it's just too late. Either way, though, we've been getting a ton of your tweets in. We saw a lot of the photos of how you guys were watching. I had one yesterday or 2 days ago where someone was in their basement. They had a huge projection screen, multiple COD setups. Like, bro, fly me out. I'm trying to be out there and play.
Sean Abner tweeted us, watching from a laptop. Shout out.
Oh, gosh. Papa Scump is a fantastic individual.
He's great.
He's fantastic. Whenever I see him at events, he comes up. It's like an old friend that you just haven't seen in a while, but you immediately get right back in that great friendship. You can pick up a conversation right away. Scump now moved back into the OpTic Gaming house.
Yep.
Wonder how that's affecting him.
It's more like Mama Scump moves Scump back into the OpTic house.
Scump was playing the 25K. I watched Vision.
He was like, "Oh, I'm setting up my room." It's like I see like his poor mom in the background, like setting everything up. It's like
Mama Scump's like,
"Okay, setting up anything."
Let's get the bed over here. Scump's like, "Tune in, go for more." I don't know why his voice was that high pitched, but now I'm gonna get a mean tweet from 74 OpTic fans calling me like Mr. Potato Head.
You deserve it. You deserve it.
I do kind of look Mr. Potato Head. But Toy Story was a great movie, so.
Yeah, you said it.
Why am I roasting myself?
I don't know.
What is going? Wait, how did this just happen?
It's the people.
Can this game just start already before I dig this hole any deeper? Infection uplink the map. Looks like it's going to wind up being a mirror matchup between these two teams. Matt, TK. This could be their stage 1 hopes. Up in flames if they lose this map.
And this is a well, obviously it's a must-win map. It's a must-win series for Team Kaliber. Going to see a lot of the points being put when you're attacking over towards that red goal. So keep an eye on that. A lot of points on that side, and actually over towards the blue goal as well. We see this map actually getting a little bit evened out when you're actually right here on Neslo's screen. If you're on the opposing team, you're able to get this tank directly to the left, spawn them out on the other side. You're able to put up a lot of points. Then obviously attacking church side, you're able to put a lot of points on the board as well.
Neslo electing to use trophies. No flak jacket on. Does have overclock afterburner perk 1 greed as well. OG favoring that top tank side. Crim6 was a beautiful shot over that front tank wall. It's going to be a 2-piece from Sharp that opens up the middle map for TK. This is honestly an early scoring opportunity for the boys of Team Kaliber.
I believe I'm just going to cycle through some players here. So on OpTic, 3 ARs and 1 SMG. On the side of Team Kaliber, you're going to get the same exact thing. So Sharp and Scump going to be the sole SMG players for their team. And 3 dead in favor of Team Kaliber. They're going to bring the drone over towards Barn, try and get it through Grave. There's 1 player pushed all the way up for Team Kaliber. It's going to be Sharp getting 1. Krim going to get a kill on the kill feed. It's going to be a 1-point throw. Going to be knocked down by Neslo.
Ooh.
Now he actually picks up another kill as well.
Look
So
at the OpTic Gaming players. Scump and Karma have to turn around.
yeah, I mean, you have control of the OpTic Gaming base. TK just needs to be a little bit faster with the drone. I feel like they're taking a ton of time. And it's a 4 dead for Team Kaliber. OpTic Gaming trying to turn the tides, bringing the drone on the offensive.
This is like the Mighty Ducks when they get in the V formation and just flood near the middle of the ice, going for a goal. Now as they push down the Snow Street side, they've got one lead blocker. Karma gonna go for this outer island area. Should sink the easy one. Does just that. OpTic Gaming tied up 1-1 after that beautiful four-man kill feed onto TK.
You're gonna see Sharp trying to work his way back over towards Broken. And he is going to get deleted by Scump as he's going to start to work his way through Broken. That was with a VMP as well, folks. So just kind of shows you the damage Scump can do with an SMG in his hands.
Scump is just next level. I mean, we talked about this, and I'd love to hear your thoughts because I actually brought this up with Revan, and I think we both kind of agreed, but I mean, we said Scump is the best submachine gun player to ever grace Call of Duty. Is that a statement you stand by?
It's a pretty loaded statement right there.
I mean, who else comes to mind that can beat his overall skill? And I'm not talking accolades because obviously you have other championship numbers, but just natural skill in Call of Duty with the sub.
I mean, it's difficult. I mean, there have been a lot of Call of Duty titles.
Matt, I want you to agree, okay? I'm forcing you to say yes.
I would love to agree. You're putting me on the spot right now. I would love to actually think of like an actual argument or like a discussion you could have about this before I just kind of go off and agree with you. But I definitely would obviously put him up there. He is extremely talented. And you're going to see Theory bring that one in. It's going to be a 1-point throw. So for as good as you say he is the greatest SMG of all time, it's TK finds themselves ahead here. Jack, what do you have to say about that?
All I have to say about that is Ball's life, and Sharp's going to go in for another dunk.
It's going to be a dunk.
5-1, TK coming to life.
TK has their base on full lockdown.
Yeah.
They'd have to know. I mean,
and it
obviously.
shows. I mean, it shows though, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what team you are. When your base gets collapsed on like that, it can get out of control quick.
And OpTic, I think you have the drone in hand. You want to try and get at least a 2-point play here, try and get set up. You're going to see Formal and Karma in the kill feed. Scump as well, he's got the kinetic. The drone carrier is actually going to be challenged by Theory. It's going to be Scump able to win that next gunfight, and this is going to be a dunk. Do we see them wait until they get back towards mid-map? No, you're going to see Krim just put it right in. Now OpTic Gaming only down 2. Do we see them start to relay here as you see Scump and Karma pick up a kill each, and Karma plays that perfectly. He's able to get a third, not finishing off the fourth. It's going to be Formal there. Set up in mid-map. Doesn't want to touch the drone. It's Formal. He's actually going to pick it up and then toss it for yards, and I like that play a lot,
Did you notice what Karma did? He swapped over to the sub, knowing he'd play in that close B-bomb site area. Does get the drone, can't get the toss off. Just kind of walking around that one momentarily. Didn't wind up picking it up. TK now going to push the agenda here towards middle map. We got Formal winning that close range gunfight versus Theory. Spots the player, B stabs, gets the kill as well. OpTic Gaming back within 1 possession here with 40 seconds remaining on side 1.
Formal trying to fight his way through Broken. If he's able to get through here, you think OpTic Gaming potentially could get another score. He's in position to make a big play. Needs to win this gunfight, though. He's going to be able to take out Goon. Now you see this is the spot where we see a lot of teams get spawn killed on. You see the drone get thrown
he's getting
right in front of him. He's going to get pinched. Oh, he almost makes that shot happen onto Sharp.
Sharp's having a great game.
He's going to get taken out. And I know we've seen Sharp play pretty well the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Been impressed with Sharp's play the last 2 weeks.
14-12 on a 3 streak. He's going to begin to move this drone towards middle map, and OpTic actually have a beautiful pinch coming in, but Karma as well as Scump are just a little bit late. Will they get there in time? Sharp goes for the long one. Neslo's still here. He picks up a 2-piece, spots the third, but that's going to be it for side 1. TK up 5-3, trying to stay alive in this best of 5.
And they play a very good first half, Jack, but to be up only by 2, it's got to be a little bit alarming. I mean, they had control of the OpTic Gaming base for an extended period of time. Now, they only have a 2 show for it. Still, tremendous first half by Team Kaliber. They locked OpTic Gaming in the base, doing a really nice job. And it's just not enough. Not enough. And Jack shows me a picture of him actually dressed as Mr. Potato Head, which is even more alarming.
In 3 minutes time, someone photoshopped my face onto a picture of Mr. Potato Head. The internet is a beautiful place as TK get 3 dead right off the bat.
That's going to force Cormal call in that HC.
Cormal.
I started to say a car, and then I said I want to say Formal.
You say Carl from The Walking Dead.
Formal's actually able to pick up 2. We don't see that throw connect, so OpTic gets fortunate right there that TK is going to miss that 1-point throw. Karma's going to toss it out of bounds. Now OpTic going to try and get that mid-map control. You see Karma has an idea.
This player's paranoid.
Here.
Sharp was paranoid.
Yeah.
He was just pre-firing the back door. He knew the end was near, and there it goes. 3 players dead for TK, and HG barely finds his way out of that window. Formal follows the kill on up. He knew it was close, and now it's sight time, boys and girls. He wants to bring him to school. He's fully streaked out. The 1-point toss connects. OpTic Gaming back within 1 point. Fury realizes it's go time as well. He's got the Annihilator. Formal can't find the kill on the Goonjar. Can TK clear their base? It looks like they have with minimal losses.
Yeah, but only down 1. You got 3 minutes and 50 seconds to go. OpTic finds themselves in a pretty good spot. TK needs to keep this aggression on. You see Formal actually uses a Hellstorm there. He's able to pick up 2. You see Scump's actually able to take out Theory. And now you see 3 dead. They got to get Goonjar out of mid-map, though. Goon's done a fantastic job trying to lock this down. They're able to take him out. Now you should see Scump start to push his way over towards Barn. He does. He's going to pick up another one. Looks like Neslo was there, the last one alive, and Karma's going to try and push this in for 2. He's got Krim with help. He's able to pick up 1 kill. The heat wave comes in. Karma's able to put it in, though. It's going to be OpTic Gaming taking the lead by 1.
OpTic, they've done a great job of scoring. I think the silver lining here for TK is that they haven't been able to rally points in, right? Instead of OpTic getting control of the base and doing what TK did earlier, where they had like a 4-point swing, they've gotten 1 toss, they all died, and they get a 2-point play. Now they've got Goonjar in middle map with the site. And as I say, that Scump is somehow still in TK's base, getting kills. OG looking to put the end to this series in the next 3 minutes. Karma not able to get away with that objective, as TK will begin to rotate back towards their front tank.
You know, TK takes this lead going in the second half, and they played tremendous the first half, but I think they just need a little bit more than a 2-point lead, a little bit more cushion to play with. Now you see, not having that cushion definitely starting to haunt them a little bit, but they can still do this, Jack. They need to get this mid-map control. Formal still has these streaks. Gonna try to have to figure out a way for convince him to burn them. And you see Sharp with the drone on the outside. This could potentially be a 1-point throw, tie the game up. So Sharp's gonna come around the corner. Karma's there with Heat Wave. And they're able to stop this push. Tremendous. Wow. Tremendous stop there by Krim and Karma. And you see Krim gonna pass the drone back to Karma.
Right now?
I think you do. You're gonna see a lightning come in from Formal. I believe there's somebody down for OpTic with an HC. I believe that's Scump. You can see he's going to pick up 1, and now you still have Krim guarding Karma. Karma's going to get in for a 2-point play.
How is he alive?
And I don't know. TK is going to have to get back towards mid-map.
Hey, there's only 1 person in OpTic's base, and they've got 2 players middle map as well from TK.
Yeah.
Krim, though, now it's Annihilator time. There's 1, there's 2. Beautiful hold in middle, 4 dead for TK. This is the OpTic you expected to see inside 1. Now showing up in the uplink. Scump's winning close range gunfights for Sharp again. He's 1 kill off Kinetic. Karma finally does perish, though, to the AR of Goonjar. Goon actually clears out 3. Nice headshots. TK, I mean, down by 2 possessions with a minute and a half left. You've got to get a score with this drone right now.
Yeah, Neslo just trying to stay alive with the objective, because obviously don't want to let it get in the hands of OpTic Gaming. Potentially they start wasting the clock at this moment in time. They play for some resets. You're going to see Krim and Formal picking up a kill apiece. They're starting to push towards that mid-map. You see Krim's going to push up pretty far, as you see Formal's actually going to get a throw-off, which actually ends up being a pass. Krim tries to make that. Would have been just, you're not going to be able to do that. There's 2 guys there. He's going to just jump up, beat one in the face, and then throw it in over the next guy. I mean, I love the attempt there, but a little bit ambitious there out of Krim. You're going to see Scump pop that kinetic armor, ensure these kills.
Yep.
He's going to pick up the drone. He actually has an open spot here through Barn. He'll bait it out. Yeah, he's just going to try and bait this drone out and pick up some kills. Such a smart play.
There's nobody here. Nobody's home. Come get the drone.
And that player doesn't have an SMG, so he's got a pistol out there.
Scump will hold this angle till this drone resets, and HC is out now. Matt, this is done. This is a 3-0. OpTic Gaming, congratulations on 10 straight wins here in Stage 1 of the Call of Duty World League. Not only have they secured that, I believe that they've secured that first place spot and first place seed for Stage 1 finals, but they continue to prove that they are one of the best teams in the world.
I don't know if they've secured the number 1 seed.
That's what they did a while ago.
No, I think they've secured a spot. I don't think they've secured the seed, though.
I would love to hear how many games they would need to clinch it, because if it's any at this point, then it's got to be like 1. Because that puts them at what?
Yeah.
17-2. Second place in the league is 12 wins. I don't see how they lose that first place spot. I think they have.
Yeah, no, actually they probably
I think they have that first place spot. Either way, if they don't, You expect them to be there. OpTic Gaming take that one 3-0 over TK. Another day at the office, really, for OpTic Gaming.
Yeah. I mean, they're rolling right now, and
yeah,
TK, they did some nice things in the series, right? I think the S&D was a lot closer than the scoreline reflects. I thought they had a lot of rounds where it was, 2v2s, 3v3s, where they could have potentially, they win one gunfight, goes the other way. TK makes it a much closer game. And then in this one, they have a lead going in the second half, just not a big enough lead. And then you saw OpTic Gaming, the floodgates started to open, they took full advantage of it.
What I really liked from TK2 at times was they played with the confidence they needed. You mentioned that about how they just played top, middle, and S&D. They didn't bow down just because of who they were facing. They still tried to make plays happen. In the end, though, OpTic get the better of them there. Fringe CTF not necessary for OG to win that series. We have the after-action report yet again going through it. Formal 32-20. Scump right behind him at 28-17.
Yeah, those two guys crushed all game long. And on the side of Team Kaliber, Neslo showed up. Had a good game in this one with the SR rifle, 25-24. Saw Sharp start off really good with the SMG. He doesn't really hurt you. I mean, he gets a dunk. Does a decent work with the OBJ. Just, man, OpTic just too strong in the slaying department to put them away for 10 minutes.
I love how it starts off with the highlights of Sharp, because Sharp, in the beginning of that game, was a major factor of why TK went up early. And then he just couldn't keep up. And that's kind of that whole thing we keep mentioning is if you want to beat OpTic Gaming, you need to match them in slaying for 10 minutes. Not the first 2, not the first 5, for 10. There, Sharp only able to get it done for the first few in that game, and it reflects in the score. As from then on out, OpTic Gaming really just pulled away in side 2.
Yeah, side 2 was just all OpTic Gaming. Side 1 was a lot of Team Kaliber.
Did they keep TK scoreless in side 2? I believe so.
They did. Nah, TK never really got any good control of the drone. I believe Neslo had it once, and he's over by the B bomb site. This is probably their best chance, and Krim kind of shuts it down with the Annihilator from behind. And just a very well-played second half from OpTic Gaming.
Great stuff, OG. Now 10 wins in a row. You improved to 17-2. We've got one more match for you tonight, and you won't want to miss it. This could be another kind of end of an opportunity for a team to make it out of relegation. Dream Team versus Rise Nation. We'll see you there.
This next hard point, and you've got Damage pushing out. He's going to be proactive about taking these players out of glass. He's got his score streaks ready as well. Picks up another kill. Damage earning his name. That's what he's putting on the guys from Immunity. Now watching, he's forced to spawn behind him. There is going to be that player taken down right there.
He's on a 6th streak right here. You got Fate Psychosis also activated. Contests the middle. Gets one, gets a second one there as well. Oh my god.
Just trying to think whether he can make the run. I mean, 9 seconds. As long as he gets the drone out, making the pass. That goes to Bans. Bans going for the 1-point play. Gonna line it up. Is he gonna go in? Yes, it does.
All then onto UFO. Great positioning, but it's not going to be good enough. 38 seconds and closing. He's going to check his corners. He's going to come together one. How has he found Tony? And now we see a 1 versus 2. The bomb needs to go down, though, from LDLC.
Love how he just gets away so quickly there. 1 versus 2. This could be a massive 1 versus 3 for Giants Machine.
Giants, he's going to walk straight to his crosses. He's done it. UFO picks up a round we almost root him out of. Brings it to 4-4.
Coming out. All right, that's what we want to see. He's got the first kill there from that one. Hoju, who with that kill, and the play of Glitch right there from Hopi. Hopi going off. Can he get the 4th kill as well? No, Dean stills that one.
Putting it right in the back of maybe that second hard point we talked about. Oh, Toho's got the Annihilator.
What on earth was that? 3 in a row. He's going to go to 4th. Toho's just gone off with the Annihilator. He is indeed living up to his name. That's annihilating the enemy team. He's going for it. A constant test. 7 in a row. Toho explodes on Breach. 17-5. We're only 30 seconds in.
My mom's actually like the first person to ever support me, like with my gaming career. She called me by Miracles, because that's like my actual gamer tag, like Mercs is just for short. My dad, he was hating it, man. Get off the video game, go play sports, go read a book. He just wants me to have a good career, you know what I'm saying? Be stable. And he's like, man, you gotta get a job, you gotta get a job. You gotta go to the Air Force. And I was just like, man, you know what? I have this big, really big tournament coming up. And I was like, man, just give me 1 month. Give me 1 month. If nothing happens and it falls through, it's fine. I'll go to the Air Force, I'll do the military. And in that 1 month, I went to my first MLG event. I didn't have anything, like no money, man. I think I remember going to the event with like $100 in my pocket. I placed first on my first MLG event. Dad, I just won. I won $5,000. Ended up going to EGL. I ended up winning that one. And then after that, it was Call of Duty World Champs, like the biggest tournament ever. And I ended up winning that one too. And now my dad is like my second biggest supporter. Winning 100K, that was amazing. That was phenomenal. I'm a humble person, but being confident without being cocky, I would say I want to place first, man, through the whole year. I want to win everything. I want to get bigger. I want to build my brand. I want to build complexity. And I just want to be on top again, man. I miss the feeling.
Most teams have 1 or 2 players that are really good. We have 4 players who are really good individually, so that just puts us at a step ahead of most other teams. First, we have Tommy, who I've been teaming with for the longest out of any of my teammates. He's a great guy. He's the type of guy that wears his heart on his sleeve a lot, and that shows even in the games. He's always at the top of the leaderboard, and he's always putting up most kills, most deaths. He's just aggression. And then you have Attach, who he's the youngest player on our team. He's probably our best search and destroy player. He's really smart, and he takes his time when he plays. He knows when to push through certain areas of the map, and he really knows his timing very well. He's a little bit more quiet when he wants to be, but when you really get to know him, he's really outgoing, really funny. And then lastly, you have Clay, who's the oldest on the team, and he's kind of like our big brother, you know. He really teaches us a lot in the game and outside of the game, just in life. He just has that respectful tone in his voice when he talks, where it's like anything he says, you just have to agree with it. It's great team with him, and he's been a mentor to me ever since I switched to Call of Duty. This season, I'm really looking forward to just playing with my team and us getting better each and every event. I really want to win as many events as we can, but I just want us to consistently get better and consistently prove to people that we are a top team and we haven't fell off since the switch to Black Ops 3 after our dominant performance in AW.
Enable is a monster.
And look at this. So the OT, Clay has full,
is that
Clay
a
has
scythe?
full streaks.
Shooting a
and that
wraith?
is a scythe. So Clay has full streaks. It goes into OT. There's no way you think Complexity can make the comeback, whatnot. And they shoot down the Wraith with a scythe, and they're able to hold on here.
Man, I hate watching highlights because it makes me
you want to play, right?
I want to go home and play. CTF has been fun to watch on here. I mean, it just brings back those classic like Black Ops 2 moments, which I've always loved.
Welcome back, everybody.
We're not there yet. Here.
We're right over here. It's our final matchup of the night, Rise Nation versus Dream Team. We just saw OpTic Gaming win their matchup up against TK, really with relative ease. There were some hiccups there, but they got it done. Pretty nicely done in that 3-0. Rise Nation looking for a similar thing here up against Dream Team.
Yeah, this is really it for DT.
Yeah.
I think if they don't win this one, I may even think they may be mathematically gone. I think it's like 8 wins that 8th spot has right now, and they just would not be able to get there. So it's a must-win for DT.
Most certainly. Now, this Rise Nation team is filled with 4 guys who are more than capable of stacking up against anybody else in the game in their respective roles. We've seen that so far in Black Ops 3. They've continued to impress on LAN at times. They have some struggles here and there. They had a great 5-game series versus OpTic Gaming this past weekend, but I know you love talking about Long Island people, so let's bring up Classic. What is it about this guy that's been so good in Black Ops 3?
He's from Long Island.
That's it.
No. He's a very good player. You know, Octane's going to be that AR player in the back. He's going to pick up lots of kills. You know, Looney and Slack with the SMGs, they're going to be really effective just pushing things out. Slack, Classic's that guy who's going to be going back and forth between the AR and the SMG, and he's going to be in that position every time to make plays. He's a little bit like Karma where he plays unorthodox, but he always seems in position to make big plays.
For sure. Now, that's just one half of the 2 teams of this matchup. The other side of things, Dream Team, and, well, their dream of making it out of relegation could be ended here in this matchup tonight. From top to bottom, you've got a team of guys who show moments of brilliance but struggle with consistency. Who's your guy to watch in this series?
It's got to be Chino.
Okay.
He's the captain for this team. He's the big slayer. He's got to come up big. You know, Diabolic, time, and you know, sometimes he's there, sometimes he's not. Chino's a guy who needs to be consistent for this team to succeed.
Most certainly. They've got their plate full in this one. Rise Nation, a team that continues to have people in the talks of, you know, top 2 teams in Call of Duty. Yes, FaZe have begun to surge back up and deserve to be there as well. I believe FaZe actually just got back into 2nd place.
I think so. I think so. And something that, like you mentioned before, like DT, they're kind of inconsistent, whatnot. This is a team that beat OpTic Gaming in the Pro Division, and then like they can't beat anybody else. It's just weird. Like, and they beat OpTic on a hard point. I mean, how many teams are going to be able to do that?
And then close them out in a stronghold CTF, which OpTic has gotten very, very good at in recent times.
It just shows you the capabilities of this team.
Yeah.
And it's really kind of confusing as what's gone wrong in a lot of their other matches. And we get into the Banner Protect. Shiva, Overclock, High Caliber, Rapid. Those are going to go. Expect stuns and flashes to go as well.
Wondering if we see a stock ban from Rise Nation.
They do that time and time again.
They've gotten very popular with as of late because, you know, Octane, not a stock user on his AR. We've seen the rise in the popularity of stocks and machine guns. So Octane does better when other ARs don't have a stock because he's playing in his natural habitat and they aren't. Then you add in stock subs banned out, only helps Octane even more. There's a danger close ban from Killa. That's a killer thing to do.
You're going to see stuns go as well. I expect to see some action with stock. You're going to see Classic actually get rid of flashes. They're going to leave stock in.
Okay.
I would have liked to see them go with something on stock. It would have really thrown the guys off on DT.
Yeah. Most certainly a center is this last ban. Rapid Fire is out already. Maybe HC, maybe Camo. Overclock is gone already as well. Kinetic Armor. So they did go with a specialist.
So they're going to get rid of Kinetic Armor, obviously one of the more powerful specialist abilities in Hardpoint. You're able to just, you know, pop it, break into the hills with an easy 2-piece. We'll get into the specialist draft. You have Chino going to go with a weapon. Diabolic going to go with his trusted Heat Wave. You have Octane Ghost Scythe as well. Now, would not be surprised to see a Purifier on Classic when we get down to him. You're going to see Slacked with active Camo. What will kill a run? Potentially could go weapon, could go Camo.
Camo, yeah, Camo's something that Killa's really embraced on this DT lineup. Doesn't surprise me at all to see him pick that up. Sender, who's made the transition from Annihilator over to Tempest more and more as of late. And then Classic will go with the Tempest himself. It's a Tempest matchup to finish out the night here on the COD World League North American Pro Division stream. Matt, so far, we've seen probably the only upset of the night for us was Luminosity taking down Envy, which, from how Luminosity's been playing more and more as of late and how Envy's been struggling, it's looking like less and less of an upset every day that goes by, right?
Yeah, Envy just has not looked good the last few weeks, obviously with Havoc and now with Aches. Just still trying to figure some things out. I think they'll kind of right the ship, but Luminosity, definitely a big story. They go 2-0 last week, have a potential to go 2-0 this week. Really trying to cement their spot in the Stage 1 playoffs.
Absolutely. Now, as we begin to load on in, want to make sure everyone knows, just got announced a few hours ago, tickets are officially available for Stage 1 finals. We'll all be there. The casters, your favorite players will be there as well. Well, every team in the COD World League will be there, whether it's for good reasons or bad, whether it's for playing for that $250,000 or playing to get out
to stay into Stage 2.
To stay into Stage 2, which is going to be absolutely nuts.
Those matches are going to be just as intense,
if not more, in some occasions.
If not more, okay, I guess.
I just think of Liquid when I say if not more because of like how their whole storyline has gone. It's something like a Disney movie.
How do you say that?
You know, they don't make it in. They battle, they work. It's like, or maybe more like a Rocky movie, or they're training, they're getting better, They get some hiccups in the road in the 25Ks, then they move into Stage 1 relegation, and they wind up winning, getting in. Champagne bottles are popped. Everyone's excited, and the credits roll.
Well, they don't get it in, and they can just...
And then and it's like a horror movie.
I guess.
Box office sales collapse.
No, I think when I was speaking with Maven over the weekend, we talked a little bit about it when we did the 25K. We both think Liquid gets in. I think Cloud9 Eclipse gets in as well. So
definitely an option.
I think we see 2 teams.
All right. Wouldn't be surprised there, as you hope to see some new blood potentially in Stage 2. That remains to be seen. That's why you got to be there to see it in person to kick off the final series of the night. It's going to be Fringe Hardpoint yet again. Matt, I kind of have an idea of where you're going to go with this one. You said it earlier in the night. Who wins this series? What's the map count?
And I think it's Rise. And I'm going to say, oh no. I'm going to say Rise gets 3 maps. And I don't know how many DT gets.
So Rise would need 3 maps to win the series. So
I'm going to say Rise is 100%
going
going to get 3 maps. I don't know how many maps DT is going to get.
All right. Well, even if it goes to Game 5 from what we've seen in the past from DT, you got to be feeling confident if you're Rise.
And DT is, it's like almost like you said where Complexity will play, like, I don't want to say like down to their opponent. I feel like DT plays up to their opponent. Like DT has had really good performances against the top team. So not be shocked if DT comes out and plays Rise tough.
Most certainly has already. Killis found his way through Little Room. No one predicting him to be there at all. Should be 1 kill now. Getting actually flanked behind is Octane. Playing outside this little room with the L car. Some pressure in middle map. Early lead out for Dream Team, but obviously 4-0 as little as it possibly gets. As somehow shoots Chino in the calves there to get that kill. Still playing this power position. He's 3-1 off the start. Unfortunate timing there as someone's made it in towards bottom barn area. Will he get this engagement win? No! Diabolic gets a better room there.
Some nice movement by Diabolic.
It's that
coming
stock
through the
machine
window.
gun. Stock submachine gun, man.
Now you're going to see DT take a small lead at the beginning here. Not sure they'll be able to hold on. As you see, it's going to be the kill feed dominated by Rise Nation.
Yep.
They should be rotating over towards this second hard point.
They
are all set up towards it. And, obviously, DT going to have to rotate a little bit earlier if they're going to get control of these hills, and they need it. DT is not a team I think is going to be able to kind of just muscle their way into these hard points against a team like Rise.
Rise beginning to gain a foothold on this match, up by about 15 seconds. You can see the pressure now coming in. It's actually a nice push out of Dream Team, but Slack gets 3 kills. Kind of forgot he was there with the AR, and they weren't able to get the shots in. Now on a 4 streak, now gonna die after a team kill from Looney. But either way, Octane finds the final kill, and Rise hold off another Dream Team push. I'll be honest, like Dream Team's pushes weren't bad there. They were actually pretty well coordinated. They all popped at the same time. But Rise just won those final trades to get a little bit more efficient on that one to hold up that DT coordinated push. On the transition though, early control of this Grandy's area goes over to the likes of Dream Team. Sender with an XR2, gonna be watching this back tin. And that heat wave is gonna completely destroy him.
And we have seen more players use the XR2. Dito actually is using it a lot when I watched him during the 25K, even with the M8 in. So a lot of people like the XR2 for its auto burst feature.
Yep.
Players go over towards it. Obviously, when you use the M8, it's going to be a burst weapon. You're going to have to like tap to get every burst out. The XR2, you can just hold down whichever button you use to shoot. Just keeps firing out bursts.
That doesn't get easier than that. Just holding the trigger down versus having to actually pace your shots. 68-21. What was a little bit of a quiet start from Rise Nation has really begun to blow up in this game. Everybody positive. Actually, I'm going to say that Octane drops to even. Looney explodes his HC there, expecting a pressure from back window, but what you got to love about Rise Nation is their ability to just win engagements, especially on those
Look at how
rotations.
patient Rise is. Like, you don't see any of their arrows moving with like 15 seconds left on the hard point.
Yeah.
They're just all watching their angles, just doing a really nice job.
I mean, do you agree with DT still getting this aggressive past rails with just 1 second remaining?
No.
I don't think so either. They should be able to push this one out. Someone's on the flank right now. That's actually going to be Diabolic, who can make a big play here with Heat Wave.
Now, Diabolic always makes a big play with Heat Wave. You're going to see he's going to come behind one. Misses a lot of shots there on Classic. Now he's able to pick up an M8, so see if he can cause any chaos here. A nice Heat Wave
that was a beautiful
on Slacked. And Diabolic, he's had some huge plays with Heat Wave throughout all of Stage 1. And it's going to be DT. Set up the control tracks. They are down by a lot, though, Jack.
Yeah, that was actually kind of weird. I didn't realize how big of a lead Rise Nation had. I thought that like 2-piece there from Diabolic was going to be like, and DT back within 20. Instead, they still find themselves down by over a minute. Slack tries his best to jump into the hard point. This is the best chance Rise have had to break so far as they have someone pinching, but a 2-piece coming in from Sender, and Diabolic gets the job done. Rise are held yet again. So a pretty good rails hard point for Dream Team as we rotate back towards middle map. Expect Rise to put up a great fight in this hard point. DT, it's one of their better game modes, but you're facing Rise Nation, who are one of the, I mean, people probably regard them as a top 2, top 3 team in the hard point game mode.
I would say so. I think Rise is a very talented team in hardpoint, and it's important for Rise to win this because they are not the best in Search and Destroy, and I feel like DT is a team that can definitely take the S&D off of Rise. DT, obviously, you know what Killa can do in Search and Destroy, Sender and Chino as well. So this is definitely a map that Rise needs to win. Threat of starting down 0-2 not good. And you're going to see the kill feed being dominated by Rise Nation at this moment in time. You have Classic on a 4 streak, you had Octane on a streak, Slacked on a 3 streak, and Looney on a 2 streak. And it is just all going Rise Nation's way at this moment in time. And you're going to see 15 seconds left, still on this hill.
I've been watching Classic in the hill for the last 40 seconds with this AR and haven't had to switch off once.
Somehow they haven't gotten him out of there, and he's going to go over towards the next hardpoint. He's going to be able to pick up 1 before it pops up. He should get credit for the hill, and he's going to get the points, and he's going to be 25 off of his Cerberus.
This is what
the
you
guy
gotta love
coming
about
in,
Classic.
he's going to pick up 1, and just the map positioning and the movement, Classic, very talented player.
The second he saw a foot of a player inside tin, did not even try to challenge. It doesn't matter how hot of a streak he's on. He recognizes he's 1 kill off of earning that Cerberus after rotating. Why risk it? Instead, gets himself in a perfect position to win an essentially free engagement. And look, he's fully streaked. He's got a Tempest. What was only a 40-second lead for Rise as we rotated towards that middle hard point. They've left DT scoreless for the last minute and a half. And DT are going to give this up as well. This is another full 60.
He just played that perfectly, Classic. And you see he's going to kill 1 player outside of Grandma. So now, do we see the lightning strike come in? He's going to ping it at least. He's actually going to call it in. He's going to try and get this player all the way in the back in this train car. He's not going to be able to take him out. His teammate Looney pushes him out with him. Now this should be Grandma's going in favor to Rise Nation, and this one is ugly, Jack.
Yeah, I mean, with a Cerberus as well, just to add insult to injury. Classic hitting shots, 26 and 15. I mean, oh my God. I mean, his shot is just on point at the moment. There's still a pressure middle map. Classic does finally get killed near that bottom cardboard wall. Kill has had a really quiet game at 13 and 24. Sender as well, right there with him. Slack showing off the power of stock submachine gun. And Matt, every engagement like that is just going in Rise's favor.
They've been hot to start out this hard point. And this is going to be, I mean, we knew hard point was going to be tough for DT to win, and Rise just making it look easy at this moment in time. See Diabolic picking up a nice 2-piece inside of the hill. He's going to have 1 more player challenging him. He's going to be able to win that gunfight. Big plays there. Like Diabolic, he's had a pretty good game, 24 and 21. I feel like a player who's been inconsistent over the last few titles. He's been really good in Black Ops 3. Started out inconsistent. I really like what I've seen over Diabolic the last few weeks, though.
Yeah, he's always the kind of the silver lining for this DT team. Wondering, you know, coming into that stage 2, if there's a potential switch up for him in his future. If DT don't wind up kind of making it, does the team recognize the potential he has as a player to be a new guy on a fresh lineup? Some questions you got to ask, especially when a team is struggling as much as DT. And Classic on another 6 streak.
He's running around with the Tempest like it's a shotgun.
He needs to drop the Cerberus just in case he doesn't double stack on Cerberus.
I think he did double stack on at least 2 of his streaks there. And gonna see Looney
100 points
take his HC out of the hill. He's got Heat Wave. He's gonna pop it, but still lose the gunfight to Sender. So Sender wins a big engagement versus Looney. It's gonna be DT getting over the 100-point mark, but this one just not pretty. Nah. Sender gonna have 1 player, Top Grandma, gonna have to win this gunfight and try and push his way through, and he's not gonna be able to do it. You see just the teamwork of Rise Nation. The AR player up top, Grandma just baits that player out. Looney comes flying in over the side, able to take him out at rails, and you see the streak starting to come in. The Cerberus on the map for Classic. Believe he's got a Hellstorm missile to work with as well here.
This one's tough.
Yeah, the final seconds here, Jack. You're going to see Killa push onto the hill.
Hellstorm's coming in, HC's coming in.
With an HC, yeah, just streaks all over the map. And it's going to be Rise Nation winning that one 250-112. Did a tremendous job all game long. DT really never got control at any moment during that one.
Nope, here's your final kill cam from Looney. On a weak player in the hard point, gets it done with that HC Nation. While, you know, at times at the beginning, we were saying how DT, they were fighting pretty well in that first hill. It was looking pretty even between the 2 squads. Then Rise just opened the floodgates, led by that first fully streaked out play from Classic. He did it again later on in the game. You saw the movement and mobility of that hip-fire Tempest coming into play multiple times. Back rails Rise, make it look easy.
He's a complete player. I mean, he plays around the objective, has a great shot, always in the right position, can be an AR, can be an SMG player. I think Classic's a fantastic player.
Is this his best COD yet?
I think so, probably.
I mean, I remember because you were talking about him early in the stage, saying how you were so impressed by him, how he was a guy that so far in Black Ops 3, you were like, I was not expecting this. I could not believe just how dominant he's been playing. He's continuing to do so, man, on this Rise Nation lineup. This team looks good.
Yeah, he's been playing at the,
oh my goodness,
the highest level. And see, Slacked had a pretty good game as well, 32 and 26. But just Looney, 31 and 15, 2 minutes in the hill. And that is a silly game as well. Octane doesn't even need to go huge with the assault rifle from the work that Classic and Looney did. The other side of things for DT, nope, good. Diabolic 25-28, tried to hold them in there. Then Sender and Killa just with 2 rough games in that first hard point.
Yeah, that's really it. Rise Nation taking 250 to 112. Here's a look back at that map 1. Thankfully for Dream Team, that's the only hard point that is played in the best of 5. So now they have an opportunity to bring things back in S&D. Obviously, as we keep mentioning, Rise Nation's weakest game mode. If Rise win this next map, though, Matt, do you think Rise take the series 3-0?
Yes, 100%. DT, if they lose the S&D, I think this one's over pretty quick.
I'd have to agree with you on that one, especially from what we've seen.
It's just the firepower and the respawn game modes. Like, how are they going to be able to keep up in the slaying department? That's really what I question with DT.
Oh, for sure. And now we're already in the next lobby. This one should be getting started here momentarily. Really fun night so far. I mean, some stomps of matches for the FaZe and OpTic Gaming ones. Obviously, Luminosity, Envy went to Game 4, but that was a series that I thought, Luminosity could win 3-0 if they clutch up that S&D. They lost that one 6-4. They were down 5-1. Somehow, were even able to bring it back that far. Rise here on a map like Breach. We've spoken about the sniper presence so far with the other teams. You expect Rise to put a heavy focus on snipers again?
Octane always does a good job with the sniper rifle. So
I agree.
Expect him to have a sniper in his hands. Potentially could see DT ban out against it. So obviously looking to see how they handle the ban and protect phase.
It was funny. We saw earlier on tonight that Attach kind of made a statement, I think, for FaZe, where the other team tried to ban out his snipers. He tried to ban out the sniper against FaZe in general. They get rid of the SVG. They get rid of the Locust. They get rid of Thermal. Attach protects Overkill. Uses the Draken, gets like 3 kills with it. Makes it look easy. Shows, unless you ban literally all 4 snipers, I will make this long-range weapon work against your team.
It's difficult, especially when you have a good sniper on the opposing team, like an Attach or an Octane, how you like to attack that. If we start seeing players use the Draken, I don't know if there's a way to get the snipers out of the game. You're not going to waste all of your votes in the ban and protect on snipers. I can't see
4 sniper rifles.
I can't see it. And especially if Overkill makes it through, there's no reason not to run one of them.
Yeah, might as well. I mean, Attach, you can still have all the pleasures you want, a submachine gun. I mean, you just need quick draw on a VMP to use it.
I don't even think you get rid of an SVG or a Thermal or whatnot. I think maybe Thermal. I think you just get rid of Overkill. That should be, if you're in charge of the sniper, the first thing you get rid of is Overkill, because if that guy misses those shots, you just push him right away, and then maybe you protect his stun, you're able to stun the guy, whatnot.
Yeah,
get a good shot on him.
I definitely see your thought process on that.
I don't think you're going to stop
multiple times
people,
how an SVG ban with the Locust, how good the
just
Locust
doesn't do
still
anything.
is. It doesn't slow him down at all. Sender, first ban is Afterburner. Okay, something a little bit different from the side of Dream Team, as Looney will go with his follow-up ban within these next 10 seconds.
He's going to go with stun. So Rise wants to get stuns and flashes out of the game. Make it as close to gun on gun as possible. That's why you see Classic follow that one up with flashbangs. Flashbangs, I think, are even more powerful than concussions in this game. Flashbangs, extremely powerful as tactical. And
I made a Vine about that. I think it was an unappreciated Vine, too. I'm going to be upfront with you. Well, it's like how flashbangs feel in Black Ops 3, and your whole screen is white for like 5 seconds.
Yeah, I've never actually watched one of your Vines. You're going to see Rapid Fire go, Overclock go as well. Now, see, I think High Kaliber probably goes also. So you see the Shiva go, High Kaliber going to leave as well. It seems like Rise just kind of got rid of stock things. You know, stuns, flashes, rapid, Shiva, High Kaliber, stuff we see lots of teams kind of target.
Diabolic, that final ban. What does he wind up going with? I mean, ooh. Okay.
So they get rid of the M8, they leave all the snipers in, and they leave Overkill in.
That makes me laugh because they just got rid of the M8 versus Octane. Of like any AR to get rid of the M8 against, try to make him uncomfortable. Octane sitting there like, Okay. Like, fine.
Yeah, I mean,
now you use something.
the
other
Man
than
of
the M8.
War comes into play, ICR.
Which, granted, Chino and Sender are both very good with the Man of
XR2.
War. They're both very good with the Man of War.
Yeah.
But still, I mean, Octane is very good too.
Yes.
That's just the thing I'm going to say.
Now, go through the specialist draft. None of the specialists attacked during the ban and protect process. So, Heatwave, Camo, out of Looney and Classic, you're going to see Slacked, Grow Grab, Kinetic. Will not be shocked to see Octane run something like Vision Pulse or Psychosis. And then on the side of DT, you got Heatwave, Camo, Vision Pulse, Kinetic. Octane goes Vision Pulse.
I think
it's a mirror image.
I think that the Vision Pulse pick kind of cements the deal for me that Octane is going to be playing more of his similar solo role that he does on the likes of Hunted, where it's just him, a sniper, an overkill weapon, maybe some trophies, and Vision Pulse when necessary to just hold down an area of the map. Here on a map like this, you expect him sniping top green to watch over construction.
He's going to play over by the B site, sitting on top of green with a sniper rifle in his hand. Now, DT doesn't get it out of the game, so let's see how it affects them. They have the opportunity there in the last vote in the ban and protect. They elect to go with the M8, so we'll see how that changes the game as well.
Yeah, Octane, more than fine with using other weapons, other ARs. Not a surprise for him at all. Either way, though, Rise up 1-0, looking for a 3-0 in this matchup versus Dream Team. And I don't know if DT have what it takes to force the game 4. This is, for me, as I mentioned earlier, and you kind of agreed, is the map for Dream Team if they want to potentially force a game 5 to get another S&D where it's kind of a toss-up.
Yeah, I can't see a world in which DT loses this map and then wins the uplink and the CTF.
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you, and that's kind of the story of them, and that's why they're 4 and 14? Is that what they are right now?
I believe so. Don't quote me on that, but I believe that's where they are right now.
Rough spot.
It's been a rough stage 1 for TT.
Rough spot. Do you think more changes need to be had with this team?
No, I like the addition of Killa.
Okay.
I think they've been better, more competitive since the addition of Killa. Just obviously they don't have a lot of time with him in stage 1.
Exactly.
They feel like they made that move 2 weeks ago.
Maybe 3 at this point.
Maybe like 2-3 weeks ago. So it's not a lot of time for them to kind of incorporate Killa into the lineup.
All right. Well, as we wait for this map to load on in, this is our final match of the night. Things to look forward to tomorrow, as we're going to talk about the schedule a little bit later on. CLG EnVy will be the first match here on the primary stream. I think that's an opportunity for EnVy to bounce back after a rough loss tonight versus Luminosity. TSM FaZe, TSM with the nice win today over Complexity.
Huge match.
That is a match where they get a 2-0 week that I think would shock everybody.
Elevate Team Kaliber, that's a big one as well.
That is. I think Elevate, I think they're winning right now versus H2K. I think they're
and that's a huge
2-1.
match in terms of standings as well. So obviously
every match is so important right now.
Yeah, if H2K loses, I think there's a scenario with a few teams would cement their spot in the playoffs, and then obviously would move some other teams up and down the rankings at the bottom. So it's a big match over there to get things kicked off.
All right, well, off the break of this one, you're going to have a 4-man hit of top middle from Rise Nation, and DT are going to do the same. This is exactly what happened in OpTic earlier tonight. DT get 3. There's 1 player remaining. Diabolic can't paint him up enough to get the final kill, and Looney's going to get out with his life.
He's going to run all the way back to his spawn. So he's going to take the longest route possible. He's going to wrap all the way over.
The thing that he has going for him is he has Dead Silence Blast Suppressor, so he's not going to be heard anywhere. Sender's still playing top mid. Bomb is planted by Diabolic, and Looney's going to go on this far, far flank through bottom lab. Wow.
I like it. He's got a ton of time left. He's going to spot 1 up top mid. I don't know if that player actually spotted him. I believe he did, so you're going to see Looney go for that lower wall run, not able to connect. Finish off that player. It's going to be Sender taking him out. It's going to be DT up 1-0.
Nice job by DT to kind of hold off that top middle push, led by Sender's 3-0 performance. You mentioned, the XR2 going to be probably a weapon of choice on a map like this for some of these guys, as the M8 was banned, and that's exactly what he uses to get that 3-kill round. Dream Team first to strike in this Search and Destroy. Rise Nation now on offense. They've got a 3 submachine gun setup. I'm guessing this is going to be another middle map kind of execute.
Yeah, it seems that way. Octane gets far out ahead of everybody. He's going to challenge the player up top. He's going to take out the second one as well. Diabolic and Chino, though, coming up with some big kills. It's going to be a 1v1.
This is
going to be Chino
same thing as
going
last time.
up against Looney here. How does Chino like to play this? He's going to go back deep into his spawn and watch the B site, and Looney gets up top into Broken, and Chino playing in the bottom corner of glass.
There's no reason really for him to move.
No, you're better off if you're Chino just kind of waiting for Looney to make a move or try and get bombed down, and even if he plants it over at A, you still kind of have an idea of what area he's playing in. So, like the idea by Chino.
Both players hanging out at the moment. Looney still peeking near middle. Hasn't spotted anybody as of yet. He'll begin to go towards his bottom greenhouse area. As he gets so intense, he slides down, does spot him in the corner. Beautiful stuff by Looney to check his corners, a sign of a very experienced search and destroy player. He goes out, slides, checks that left corner, winds up recognizing he's there, and Chino
can't even react.
Can't get the shots in quick enough.
Now that's a popular corner that players like to play. As soon as he checks that corner, if he doesn't see him, he knows to kind of turn around and check the other one as well.
Yeah, you could see as he's sliding in, he's going for like a full, just kind of a full spin, right? Like that's all he's like expecting to do there. In the end, winds up making the play happen, and it's going to be another 4-man stack of top middle by Rise Nation. Octane gets one. He's so good at getting control of this top cube area. Now a 4v2. Looney chases down a kill, and that's going to be Killa left in the 1v4.
Now Looney be alive here on a 3 streak. You're going to see Killa, the last one alive for DT. He's going to drop the hands of Octane, and it's going to be Rise taking 2 straight rounds. And that first round was not a clear-cut DT win by any stretch of the imagination. So this is one where DT could find themselves down 0-3.
Yep.
They're able to get that first round, but they need to even this round. Fall down 3-1, be difficult to come back from.
It's pretty interesting to kind of see how the difference between rounds 1, 2, and 3 are all dictated by Octane getting control of top middle hut. Now Rise again will rotate off of that middle map push. They've got a sniper in the hands of Octane. Rotate towards top middle. Has the bomb player. Was he spotted by Killa? I mean, I thought he did, but instead, no, they're going to fall right on back and go for a push towards A. Wow, this kind of hesitant push towards B might have just completely juked all of DT. DT think that Rise are executing towards B. They should spot multiple players here, and Slack should immediately rotate this bomb towards B, but it doesn't appear so. They're going to try to play top middle, and then now they're going to turn back around.
You bring it back towards
B. Oh, God,
B.
guys, we got to get to B right away.
Yeah, smart play. It would have been better to see him get it down on B right away, and DT is going to come on a long flank. This bomb's actually going to be planted for where they're going to come on this flank, and I don't think Rise has any clue where these players on DT are, and Slack better turn around or else he's going to get shot.
It's going to be Octane watching their back with that SVG. Does slide out to get out alive. Here's that Man of War use that we expected. They're going to begin to inch up towards the site, and oh my God, look at the decision made by both Slack and Classic to just go on this full flank. Will they check their left corner? Oh, Slack sees a shadow. Can't get the kill, though. 1v3, not going to happen. Dream Team win the round, and there's the bomb defuse.
Yeah, there was a player on bomb for a very long time.
This is true.
Yeah, nice play by DT to get on bomb right away. It's very tough for Classic and Slack to come on the flank, pick up those kills, and they don't pick up any. DT ties it up, so really nice spot if you're DT.
Nicely done to get on that bomb right away and trust each other to pick up the kills around them. DT showing some life here in Search and Destroy. An HC ready to go for Looney. No specialists yet on either side. Yeah, no specialists yet. Both teams have an HC to work with. Looks like Octane going to play that middle map area yet again. Knows how important this is. And there's first blood on Chino, who peaked, and that definitely was not worth it.
Why do they keep challenging him up top?
He's going to beat you each time.
Yeah, it just doesn't make much sense. I believe it's like the 2nd or 3rd round he's gotten first blood. They just keep going up, challenging Octane. It's going to give the man advantage to Rise Nation, and you're going to see a sniper on one of the guys on DT, if we can just jump on board with who that was. Not exactly sure. And it's going to be Diabolic with the sniper rifle in hand. So he's just trying to find a pick for this DT team. Tie up the man count.
Sender's in
Sender getting
position,
pretty
too.
aggressive over on that B site. Now you're going to see the bomb start to come over, and he actually gets tagged up from top glass, and you're going to see Killa go all the way over towards A. And nice shot there by Diabolic, trying to open things up with the sniper rifle. Going to tie it up at 3 players apiece. Killa going on this long flank. They don't have a lot of time. He's got to move.
Here he goes. Killa could actually catch him completely off guard right here as they're expecting a full-on execute towards this B site. Killa going for the hot flank. He's got 1 player up top, 1 player down low. There's 1 free kill. Now a 2v2 with 10 seconds left. Killa tries to hop up. 1 player remaining. DT get it done. Killa actually team kill there, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's actually pretty fortunate.
Yeah. Thankfully, there was no body stack. Imagine if that player gets behind sight here and just shoots right through Killa. That would have been terrible.
That would have been awful. But DT able to take that jump out to a 3-2 lead. See if they can hold on to this, though. It's then Octane on the side of Rise has done such a good job getting these first bloods.
Slack is still 0-4, and Rise are within one round. I mean, if I'm Octane and Looney, I'm going, guys. I know both you and Classic have struggled. You're 1-8 right now, but if you guys begin to pull your weight, this should be an easy win. Killa tossing a nade off the start. Don't believe he didn't get anybody with it, and that's going to be a free bomb plant right now in the hands of Looney. Nice use of smoke as well.
Gonna get that one down with ease.
Chino get out.
Up top glass, not able to do anything. Now you're going to see an HC come in from Cinder, and seems like everyone has their back turn except for 1 player actually. Going to take that
Counter
HC out, and you're going to see Looney pick up 2 big kills there. So he jumps out to 8-3, dominating this search and destroy along with Octane. And nade comes in from the player up top. I believe that is Chino, as he's the last one alive, and they do not need to challenge him whatsoever.
Ooh.
Octane's able to take him out with the snipe.
I'll say,
Rise ties it up.
Looney playing that close kind of jump over area, such a smart decision. As he has heat wave, the opponent comes in, heat waves him. So Looney just pops his heat wave almost instantly. Nice drags shot right there by Octane. The round count back to even. Looney and Octane pull majority of the weight for this team.
Pull majority of the way. I mean, the other guys
15
only have
out of
1.
17
Yeah,
kills.
they only got. The guys only have 1
It is
kill
technically
each.
still majority.
I mean, they are pretty much single-handedly keeping Rise in this game. This would be a blowout if they were not playing well.
True chains.
You see kinetic armor come into play, and Cinder pushes up right onto that B bomb site. He's going to take out another player as well. See how powerful the Man of War can be. Octane's going to fall all the way back into bottom broken. We don't see the bomb go down yet. Now it gets dropped by Cinder. It's going to be Looney and Octane here.
This player should see the shadows the moment. Nicely done, Looney.
Looney's going to just fall off the
Killa,
map.
you have to see the shadow. Yep, he does. 1v4. Yep. Dead. 4-3. DT with a relatively easy round.
If the guys, if Classic and Slack could get anything going, I mean, this is one you think Rise would have ran away with.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, but you see, this is why, kind of Rise is it's their worst game mode, obviously, and it kind of comes back to bite them in some of these series.
Absolutely. As we start off round number 8, it's Dream Team swapping back over to the Man of War. It's going to be another play where Octane tries to get right towards top middle. This time it's going to be Center, the only line of defense for DT in this area of the map. He's just going to fall back and broken because they played this so passively. Classic can plant this bomb right away.
And he's going to plant it towards mid. So if you are Rise, you're going to be able to obviously watch it from that top mid hut. You can go back to your AC and watch it. You can see it from top broken. So really nice spot to get the bomb down. And they're going to try and just go at Octane from every direction. He's not going to be able to pick up 1, though. Looney's going to take out Chino. Slacked and Classic in the kill feed as well. They have eyes on Killa in the middle of the map. He should get pinched at any moment here. And he's going to drop. You're going to see Classic, the final kill cam, and Classic and Slack come to life during that round. This is a back and forth SND between these teams, just trading blows round after round. And it is one that DT needs desperately.
Most certainly has. Rise, they've been hanging in it, right? And it's been without really help of 2 of their players, as Looney and Octane still have 16 of the team's 21 kills. You've got Octane electing to still overkill Snipe. He's also got Vision Pulse, and wow, Vision Pulse will be so useful near A if they recognize no one's coming to B. There, it looks like they've sniffed it out. They've also seen players crossing with that thermal sight. Does Octane Vision Pulse? Oh,
and obviously, knowing what we know, it would be great for him to Vision Pulse at this moment in time, but I think he's going to like to save it. As you see Looney going to watch all the way in the back. He's going to watch their spawn to see if they rotate all the way through. And there's some action going down at A. It's going to be Chino getting first blood. You're going to see Classic fall off the map as well, so that's going to give credit to Sender for a kill. And now you're going to see DT try and push all the way through. And they're going to attack Looney in the back of the base. He needs help. He's going to drop. It's going to be all up to Octane here.
If Rise lose this map, I'm just going to tell you this is on them, man. Like, this has been such a winnable match for them to take home. So surprised that it's even gotten to this point where they're about to find themselves down 5-4. Missed the peek on the player on the A site. He's going to go and check B because he has no idea that he literally's got the worst timing in the world with that sniper. Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
Oh, well.
Not even going to let him plant.
I mean, that's one, actually. He can hit the wall run, and he can take the player out planting, and they probably don't have a lot of time. I mean, there's, what, 12 seconds left?
Oh, my gosh.
10 seconds left?
Yeah. It definitely could happen.
I mean, that is one Octane probably should have challenged, but likes to just jump on, give that one to DT, and DT 1 round away from tying this series up at 1 map apiece. Be huge for this team.
Rise Nation. We're going to have to try to get it done. Looks like it's going to be another pressure towards this B site. And you love this from DT. Look at how aggressive and confident they're playing near top middle. Nobody ready, though, to block this B push. Now Chino will begin to sniff it out. Rise going so slowly that this could wind up working out for DT here. The smokes come down. They know exactly what's happening. Going to be up to DT to go for this break. You've got Octane with Vision Pulse. Does he pop it? Nothing as of yet. Finds himself in a great power position to watch over this top greenhouse area. Classic's active camo gets shut down. Will clean up 1 kill. Now a 4-on-3. Vision Pulse gets popped. Will tag up multiple players. And Octane should just be able to call out where these final couple guys are. And this looks like a round win for Rise, unless something goes terribly wrong.
With man advantage and bomb down, do you use Vision Pulse?
At the point when he used it, it was a 4-on-4. Well, now, Looney's last live, they spotted him. Oh my God.
That Rise just gave that one away.
They just threw that map away.
Yeah. DT gonna win this one 6-4. Credit to them. They made the plays when needed. It's just Rise, I feel like.
They need to
seriously work on their S&D.
That right there is why people mention S&D for Rise is by far, hands down, nothing close. Their worst game mode in Black Ops 3.
Yeah.
If you watch the S&D right there, you would have thought that that was the S&D of a 12 through 18 in the COD World League.
It was pretty bad. It's pretty bad. They gave away a lot of rounds, but DT able to turn those into victories, and they take that second map 6-4. So we will see a CTF in this series. No, yeah, they are not out of it by any stretch.
They are not out of this one. It will be Infection Uplink, then CTF Fringe, and if somehow it goes Game 5, as you mentioned earlier, S&D on evac would be the map and game mode. Definitely a winnable series for DT. They've gotten the first S&D. Now they need to seek that respawn.
They got to figure out how to win one of the next two. Rise looks really good on the hard point. DT just really couldn't keep up with them in the slaying department. How do they do that going into this next map? It's going to be, obviously, like you said, an Infection Uplink. It's an AR-heavy map. You're going to see a lot of slaying power on the side of Rise. I don't know. I think you got to get rid of some of the ARs if you're DT.
Now, I will say, while the M8 was banned there, I don't think that was why Rise lost that map at all.
No, it was just decision-making.
Yeah, I think it was large majority decision-making. Classic and Slack combined 5 and 16 over triple negative, as Looney and Octane just couldn't get it done as the two members of the team that really were pulling their weight. Everyone else on DT did what they had to do. Diabolic 6-4 with a plant and 2 diffuses, as they are able to win that map by a round count of 6-4.
Sender goes 10-6 for DT. He's kind of the standout performer with him. Looney goes 10-6 on the side of Rise, and obviously, Slack and Classic just didn't bring it that one. Don't even know if that's really the reason they lost it. I think they still had a pretty good chance to win it, even with them playing so poorly. But just not making some smart plays there with Rise. And they may look back on that and kind of be like, oh, we kind of gave that away, obviously. But
that was that round right there. Was
they expect to win the respawns, Rise.
That for sure, and I think that's what everyone at home expects as well. As we just wait for one Rise player to get ready up, I think They'll be staying on the same side. So, yeah, pretty easy stuff as we transition over to Infection Uplink. Game mode where we really saw the Man of Wars begin to get used first by the Dream Team squad. This is where Chino and Sender really found the Man of War as their weapon of choice in a game mode like Uplink. Wondering if they elect to ban out the ARs, like you said, again, in regards to the M8 in this next one. Definitely think it'll help them on a map like Infection.
I don't think it made much of a difference in the Search and Destroy, but maybe we see it.
I think it helps them. I think it helps them more if they ban it in this over an S&D.
Yeah, but what if Rise gets rid of stock or something along those lines?
Then Rise get rid of stock. I mean, both teams love using stocks and machine guns too. So I see like the pull and take from it. But I think there's an opportunity for Rise too as well. I feel like that's their ace in the hole, right? They find themselves now in a 1-1 series. Let me go with a stock ban to really try to throw off DT in this game 3.
I don't even think they really need to go to that strength, like length, to do that. But it's something that's worth talking about. Rise could potentially kind of throw that at DT, but with the way they played that first hardpoint, they should be able to handle them pretty easily or convincingly in this uplink.
Yeah, wouldn't surprise me at all. The countdown has started. Ban and Protect going to be on your screen in the next 2 seconds. At the start of this one, Diabolic and Classic up for their respective teams.
Now you're going to see the Shiva gone first, and just getting word from the secondary stream, I believe H2K lost, so that definitely changes some things. I think it may even have some impact on some of the top teams if somebody qualifies or not.
Yeah, I think that's what we're kind of looking at backstage. We'll try to have official word for you here as the night goes on. High Kaliber ban from Octane, Rapid Fire to follow up from Chino. So still a lot of ARs in play. Do we see Killa or Sender ban out that M8 yet again? As time goes on, I feel like it has less and less of an opportunity.
And Elevate has kind of snuck their way into the top 4. It's a team that I definitely think has top 4 potential. And I know they have some fantastic players, great teamwork, one of the most fun teams to watch.
There's a concussion protect.
Real big fans of Elevate, and you're going to see the stuns get protected there by Killa. So they're going to try and slow down the guys on Rise Nation by tossing those stuns everywhere.
Is that where you potentially... Nope, not going to be a stock ban. Going to be overclock. And Camo's still up. Smokes are still available. There's the M8. Again, the final ban is the M8 from DT. So it's going to be another Man of War XR2 fest on the map. Diabolic, wondering if it's going to be Heatwave to kick things off. That is exactly what will happen. Classic grabs active camo for Rise Station.
Now we'll see Looney what he decides to go with after Chino makes his decision. Camo in, who would run that on the side of DT? Potentially Killa or Cinder. You'll probably see Kinetic as well. So you'll see Looney go Heatwave, Slack will go Kinetic, Killa goes Kinetic or DT. So you'll see Cinder go Camo. And we'll have a mirror matchup on both sides of things.
So, as you all know, Game 3 is Uplink. A lot of new people and new viewers have been watching. From the live event viewer, want to make sure, hey, if you're used to just playing team deathmatch, maybe hardcore, we've got the breakdown video for you. A couple weeks ago, you and I believe Maven headed over to Activision, filmed a nice little video. This is Uplink 101 by your favorite casters.
Uplink is a favorite mode within the esports community because of its fast-paced, aggressive nature. This mode features 2 teams clashing in an attempt to score a satellite drone into an enemy's floating uplink station. The drone will be spawned in a neutral point between players' locations. Players must then get to the spawn location to fight over control of the drone. Every drone thrown through the uplink station scores 1 point. However, 2 points are awarded if the drone is carried through the goal. Uplink forces players to push into enemy territories and to hold their position. The player with the drone loses their equipped weapon, but gains an additional protective armor, assisting them while their guard is down. After 2 rounds, alternating between map sides, the team with the most points wins the match. Uplink brings on a whole new aggressive gameplay that requires players to solidify their teamwork and conquer map control.
There you go. That's Uplink. That's all you need to know.
Pretty straightforward. Pretty straightforward. Now you know. Now you know how to play it.
It's you can tell when you're watching pro players play Uplink and like just pub uplink games. It's like pub uplink games like kindergarten soccer, where everyone runs for the objective, where everyone ran at the soccer ball and just tried to all grab it at once.
Yeah.
Pro uplink is a little bit different. Yeah, you have it's all about pushing out spawns, making sure you grab power positions, making sure you have a number advantage. Then you grab the objective and try to get some scores in.
It's the biggest mistake I think people make in uplink is that they just run right to the objective.
There's like, I need to score.
Whether
I need
you
to
kill
score.
people, it's like, oh, we got to get the drone to score. It's like, well, you need the people to be dead to even move the drone up the map. So it's like a lot of people will just jump on the drone and then they just die. And then they're like, oh, I can't get anything good. Like, well, you got to kill people, then pick the drone up, move it up the map.
And it's funny how there's that side of people, but then there's also the side of people where it's like, dude, I'm doing my job. I'm getting kills, right? And then they have 0 points, even though they outslayed by 30.
Yeah, it's me. I don't touch the objective. I never touch the objective.
That's why I brought it up. I looked at you and I realized that there are people who are basically allergic to the objective.
If I can kill people, I should not have to do the objective. Somebody else should do the objective.
Wow, there. The coach himself said it. ICR from Classic this game. Octane XR2. As you know, that Man of War and Shiva were both, Man of War, M8 and Shiva were both banned out. EMP and Nade lands right on top of Octane as he gets tagged up right at the start of side number 1 of this game 3.
You see right there, Kill just grabs the drone, tries to run away with it, not gonna work. You see Chino, though, actually picks it up. They're going on a little bit of a breakaway here over into Grave. Just go for the one, settle for the one. He's gonna toss it up. He's gonna connect, so it's gonna be DT getting on the board here first early.
Most certainly, as they're just gonna continue to fight for this front tank control. And look at the red arrows. They're all looking at their own base right now because you had Diabolic just sitting in a corner. They had to clear that out. That gave the opportunity for the spawning up DT players to get in power positions like Sender's in right now. Finally, he does meet his demise there by the XR2 of Octane. Classic in middle map with the ICR. This is a weapon that's been buffed, I feel like, every time I've read the patch notes, and there's that pinpoint accuracy with the grip on the weapon.
Yeah, and this when you put the grip on this, it does not move at all. You're pretty much just shooting lasers, and I'm surprised we haven't seen more players go towards it. It might be just because the Man of War is a little bit stronger, but I still think the ICR has a really nice role in competitive Call of Duty if players start to use it right. I feel like the Man of War has a little bit of like I don't want to say an odd jump to it, but it definitely jumps much more than the ICR. That if you can use the ICR, it's more effective at range than the Man of War.
For sure, as there's a stop push by DT. They're going to let Chino take this drone, get it out of their base, throws it forward for yards, and now they'll fight for those middle map gunfights. And Matt, walk me through why you'll see the AR players from either team just consistently run right to this spot on the map.
Oh, it's such a power position. I mean, you can watch if players come here through outskirts. You can get over on these B steps, and it gives you a really nice line of sight on the players trying to play behind the tanks. Even when the players just try and jump up over the wall and challenge you, it's I don't want to say an easy gunfight to win, but it is one you definitely can do. Gives you a line of sight on the windows as well. Just a fantastic spot to get a lot of information on the map.
Slack's having a great map so far at 8-3. Octane's right there with him. Unfortunately, Rise haven't been able to score too many points as of yet. Looney should get a great timing right here to get the 1 point off. There, he does just that. And he's still in the opposing team's base. Finds one kill, knows there's a player behind him. Can't clear out Diabolic. But the damage is continuing to be done. Rise pushing up with the drone yet again. An opportunity for a one. They connect. Beautiful shot from Slack.
Yeah, for a second, I thought that was a little bit wide. I didn't think that was going to connect. But Slack able to knock it down. Big 1 point throw, and on the side that is not the preferred of the two, Rise jumps out to a 3-1 lead.
Yeah, this is the Rise Nation you expected in the respawn game modes, led by players like Slack, who are literally doing magical things right now with the XR2 on the map, currently 11-6. You've got Octane, 10-4. Every time I've swapped to them, they've been in a position like this in the opposing team's base. Sender doing what he can to clear out his snow driveway. Finally falls to the ICR of Classic yet again.
Diabolic going to try and bring this drone out all the way on the overextension here, and he's got no teammate support. He's going to bring it all the way back as his teammates started to spawn up, but this is giving Rise mid-map control. You see 2 kills go in favor of Rise Nation, and he's going to be forced to kind of throw this out. And Rise, they're just going to kind of, DT's going to give them their spawn.
All right.
And not the best way to go about things, as you see. Should be Rise Nation able to pick up the drone. Expect them to convert this into points.
Yeah, they're going to begin to rotate this one right towards Snow Street. Octane does get taken down. Classic Pops camo, he's gonna run past 2 enemies, but as I say that, the heat wave comes in. He goes for a desperation 1, and that bounces just short. With 1 minute left inside number 1. It's Rise still up by 1 possession, but you can see how a play is developing right now. They've got 4 players going down B Street. You've got 2 lead blockers. You've got center with the drone and active camo. Talk about having all the tools at your disposal to get a score in. And as I say that, I just completely jinx at us as DT just get completely slaughtered.
You're going to see Chino just drop over on top rock. And now Classic gets over towards those B steps. We talked about how big of a power position it is. DT has not moved up the map at all, Jack. And you see Diabolic pick up 2. They need to make something happen here. To tie the game would be huge if you're DT. Now you're going to see Sender with the drone in hand. He's going to pop his camo, going to try and go up for a score, and the interception not going to happen. He's going to connect with that 1-point throw.
This is still a chance to score at least a 1.
Yeah, it is. And Looney could potentially
He juked them all!
Oh, yeah.
He juked them all, goes for the 1!
And he's
just
short. And now it's going to be Rise, still at 1 point going in the second half.
Oh, you saw how they all spawned a driveway. They thought he would be pushing that with his team. Instead, he cuts it into the dark green hall. Either way, Rise go into the half with the lead. Matt, I feel like going up 1-0, or sorry, by 1 point. Second half, you got to be feeling pretty good if you're Rise Nation.
Now you get to go attack church side, and you got to feel great about it.
Yeah. We'll see what they can get done. We've seen some teams be able to rally in points from this side. The number 1 reason for me why DT's not down by more, Diabolic is silently going 18-6. Didn't really make note of that earlier on. He's going to be the one hitting this outer snow street pressure. He's got Classic right in front of him on these B steps. Can he make the play happen? Classic sniffing something out, does spot him. 2 kills go in favor of Rise Nation. Diabolic trying to pre-fire this area. Sender does spot the weakened player. Oh, Diabolic trying to follow it on up. Does clear out the kill. The drone has already been pushed up into barn from Looney. That pushed up does get shut down.
Now you're going to see DT as they pick up 2 kills. They're going to try and bring this one up mid-map. You're going to see Chino toss it down. Going to give it to a teammate. He's got the AR. He's trying to lead his way in for a score. It's going to be Sender, actually, with the drone. Going to get by everybody, and it's going to be DT. Putting that 2-point play in as they go up 1.
Beautiful stuff now from Dream Team as they're going to continue rallying this because of the positioning from Diabolic. Chino now with the objective. He goes for the 1, connects 5-3. Rise Nation, man. They came out hot in game 1, but Dream Team, they've been a different animal in this S&D, as well as this uplink Killa doing what he can to stay alive with kinetic armor. That's going to cause Rise Nation to have to either ignore him and push forward or rotate back and clear him out. It does look like they'll wait for him to kind of bait himself out towards middle map. Classic now with the objective. He'll go for the 1. Yes, he does. 5-4. Rise back in.
This is one that if you are DT, you can't allow Rise to get this kind of control. You see Classic has 2 in front of him. He's not able to pick up the kills, but just draws all those players out wide left. And Looney actually could have probably went in for a 2 there, as you see Octane picks up 2 with the scythe. But still, it's going to be a tie game. 3 minutes and 15 left. A lot of time for Rise to make this comeback.
Classic still watching over from this front tank side. Tries to push up further with this L car. You can tell just how awkward of an engagement this is right now. He knows how important it is to kill this player at B site, and he does just that. Now he'll push forward towards this front tank. The power position has been held by Rise Nation. They've got lead blockers all over the place. 1 more player to beat. Diabolic running out of ammo. Slack's gonna run right past him for the 1. Rise with 3 unanswered points. And it's funny, Matt, they've gotten 3 points, three tosses, but all 3 of those I feel could have actually been dunks.
That last one, actually, I thought if he would have kept going, probably would have been a dunk.
Yeah. Like, I feel like while it's great they're back in the lead, this score could very well be 9-5 instead of 6-5. But, you know, hindsight's 20/20.
Yeah, I mean, you want to take those 1 points. You don't want to be greedy and try and force it in. Here's the Octane pick up that drone. Going to toss it for some yards here. He's going to be the one that pushes straight out. He's going to have players directly behind him. And one on the opposite side. You're going to see Classic with camo get off a 1-point toss. He's going to drop. And look at this, Looney going around the outside.
He's been spotted.
Yeah, and he's going to get taken out from behind with a scythe. So Diabolic with drone in hand. DT trying to go on the offensive. They just have not been able to get any map control on this side.
This is a good opportunity. They're about to earn Heat Wave, but as I say that, their scythe gets taken down. Octane will be spotted by Diabolic. Diabolic earns himself Heat Wave, third player challenge. Is not going to have enough time to get his reaction time up to get that kill. Should be a long one from Looney, but that actually looked like it will connect. Okay, I thought it was off to the right for a second.
No, that was dead point on
Good,
center. You're going to see Octane playing over here in Broken. He's
just waiting.
Yep. Just going to kind of wait for these players to come around the corner. Doesn't need the challenge. His teammates are giving him the information of where these players are in the mid-map.
There you go.
Diabolic going to jump right into the gunfire of Octane. You're going to see the drone in Sender's hands. He's going to bring it all the way towards the back of his base. And this is one that DT going to go on the overextension.
They're putting everything into this.
Yep.
They've got one player to get past top rock, and it's Classic who holds the streak.
They are not able to do that.
He holds the streak, gets the third as well. That might be the difference maker. You've got Looney pushing up. Player in the top window. The drone does fall, but it doesn't matter. Octane with the objective. One player behind him. That's enough bait for the dunk to come in. Rise Nation basically secure the game there with that dunk, unless Killa and the boys of DT can have a heroic final 30 seconds.
Yeah, Killa trying to force the issue on the Rise side of the map, pick up some kills to try and get into their base, and he's taken out.
Panic Heat Wave. No, this is done.
Yeah, it should be at least a 1-point throw, potentially a 2 here. It's going to be Looney settling for the 1, doesn't even need the 2 points. It's going to be Rise Nation winning game number 3.
Yep.
Now this is one where I feel like they let a 3-0 get out of their hands. They want to show up in a big way. DT did a great job in the first half, keeping it close. It's just Rise blew the game open in the second one.
10-5 will be the score line, unless somehow Looney throws the longest 1-point play of my entire life.
That's not long at all. That's going to connect.
He was way closer. He was way closer than I thought he was.
Yeah, no, that is.
I looked at him on the minimap. I was like, 4 seconds left. He's still just picking up the drone. How's he going to make this happen somehow?
That is a throw you see all of the time.
Yeah, couldn't have been more wrong with that save. 11-5, Rise take it. And the only thing that comes to mind for me, and I'm sure is in the mind of these Rise Nation players, is why didn't we 3-0 this team? Right? Yep. I mean, the S&D was just sloppy from Rise Nation. They lose that one. Thankfully for them, though, they're going into a fringe CTF. From the one we saw earlier today, it was, you could barely count it as a map. It was 7-1.
Right.
Where Luminosity wound up beating Envy. Wouldn't be surprised if there's maybe that big of a score discrepancy between these two teams in this next one as well.
Yeah. I mean, it's entirely possible. Well, we've seen DT have good fringe CTF before against Complexity, the Diabolic Heatwave play.
Yep.
Like, that was crazy. So I will not
But then again,
I wouldn't count DT out of this matchup.
Every time now I hear Complexity brought up, I'm like, but it's Complexity. This is a team that few have been as polar opposites in strength and weaknesses on different days. One day they come in, they are looking like the best hardpoint team. Next day they come in, they get 100-point club by a middle of the pack team. So when you say that, yes, DT, I have faith that you can put up a fight in this one. You beat Complexity in a clutch play, which is like it could have been the worst Complexity in the world on that day. Kill a double negative again in respawns, Matt. I think that's one of the things that hurts this team so much. Is just they lack the slaying power on the map and submachine guns.
Yeah, they definitely do, and I think that's something that they know, but DT, they've been able to tough out some wins against some top competition before. Diabolic has a great game at 29-21. Now, inside of Rise, he had a great game out of Optane and Slack, 31-32 kills, respectively, from those two.
Most certainly, as you can take a look at how things broke down. Octane getting the kills in middle map with that L card time and time again as we get ready. Teams to get into the next lobby.
Going through some highlights here. You see a lot of Rise Nation as they got control of DT's base and just never looked back. And DT, I feel like, never got near that 50-yard line of the map. This is a big stop. DT trying to go for the, I don't want to say go for the win there, but just about going for the win. Classic able to shut it down and
You could just tell how once that play happened, they put so much of a thought into that. They took the drone, they picked up the drone, they wrapped it all the way to Barn, brought it back through their spawn, through back church, they reset their armor, went to go push it down that snow street, and then Classic was just ready the whole time.
Yeah.
On top rock with that AR. First player peeks, dead. The second player was still watching his tank, so when he went to peek as a lead blocker, Classic just wins another 1v1, and then the last guy's the drone. He just throws it off the map. Classic kills him as well.
Yeah, didn't fool Rise at all. Nope. Trying to go on the overextension. It was like a real long one, too, because Sender picks that drone up by Barn, brings it all the way back through church,
and it doesn't work.
Through their spawn, all the way around. Does not work. I don't think it really makes a huge difference in the end. Seemed like Rise was going to win that anyway. Going into the Banner Protect here. map number 4. It's going to be Fringe CTF. Overdrive, first thing gone. You're going to see Smokes go as well. Potentially could see Camo go as well, as Camo can make some pretty big plays in CTF.
It's kind of funny how they realize we don't want to have to deal with smoke grenades from Killa on a map like this, just painting all over. Even though, you know, Rise have been a fan of smokes on Fringe before, but that's mainly in Search and Destroy. Octane and Sender now up. Octane will ban out the flash. Sender wondering if they continue to target this M8 again on the map.
Now you're going to see flashbangs go from Octane. Don't think we see stuns from Cinder. You saw them protect them last game. Doesn't make much sense to ban them in this one, as it seemed like that was kind of the strategy that DT was going to go for, to take this respawn game modes. They did it in the uplink, didn't do it in the hard point, but you figure you do it in uplink, you're trying to change something up from the first map, you potentially leave it in for the 4th one. You're going to see Overclock go, so don't want people to get those abilities fast, and you're going to see High Kaliber go. Now, what will be the last ban and protect vote here at Killa? Still got a lot of the abilities in. Could potentially get rid of the M8. Could potentially get rid of some other attachments. It's going to come down to 1 second. He's going to get rid of Perk 1 Grade, which once Overclock is gone,
it makes no sense for me to ban up Perk 1 Grade.
Because if you're going to ban Perk 1 Grade, you want them to have... Well, you want them to have as many choices as possible in the Perk 1 slot to make it an actual choice.
For me, it's more a decision. It's like, you want them to have to decide, do I go Overclock or Afterburner in a game mode like CTF? Now, with Afterburner being really the #1 pick,
you're just going to pick Afterburner.
You're just like, okay, I'll just pick Afterburner. I mean, yeah, not having Flak might be effective if Danger Close, like Semtexes make it through, but...
I mean, they do, but... Are you worried about double nades that much in CTF? I don't know. I mean, obviously the nades could kind of move you off the positions. Take a look at this. Special strat for quick. Heatwave on both sides, Scythe on both sides, Camo and Kinetic for both teams. So mirror matchup in the special strat.
Yeah, this really could be it. I mean, you mentioned how it's going to be up to DT to really take a respawn. They didn't do it in the uplink. Now you're on Fringe. You're on CTF. This is it. This is it not only for, in my opinion, for your hopes of kind of potentially try to get a relegation, which at this point, for all we know, with how the other matches have affected things, DT could be out at this point, right?
I think if they were run the table, they would have a chance. They'd have to win out.
All right.
I think that's their only chance. So it's a big match for DT, obviously.
Most certainly. Guys, for the final question tonight, we want to hear what are your thoughts after tonight's matches. Send in the hashtag CWLPS4 at MattMrX at CourageJD to send in your thoughts. I mean, after tonight, if I had, the first thought that comes to mind for me is like, okay, TSM, like that's a thing. Like, okay, TSM, you're trying to come back. Also, Luminosity's the real deal. Those are my 2 things. I mean, they perform well on LAN. Now, after some shaky times, they have 3-0 in their last 3 matches, making a case for getting out of relegation.
I think after this week, I think relegation will be a lot clearer. Like who is in, who is out, and who still has potential to make something happen. For me, it's really about, you know, those top teams in the seeds and whatnot. Yeah. It's like, you know, OpTic Gaming, they seem to have like a clear-cut hold on #1.
For sure.
It's like EnVy, they've fallen down a little bit. Elevate, they're rising up, you know, the ranks. It's like, where do all these teams fall, and where do those matchups happen at the stage in playoffs?
FaZe have surged up as well. Either way, though, I feel like you won't be here on Thursday, but a big segment I feel like we should probably wind up doing on the COD Sports Weekly is, where do we stand? It's a lot to take in if you're a new viewer to competitive Call of Duty. If you're wondering, you know, who's still in the Stage 1 playoff picture, who's not, we'll break it down for you, I'm sure, this Thursday on the COD Esports Weekly. For now, though, as it does look like one player has briefly dropped from the lobby, we'll be able to get him back in. Sure, this one will get reset on
pretty quickly.
Yeah,
they won't have to go through ban and protect. All they have to do is specialist draft real quick, and then we can get loaded right up into the game. So
should be good.
The player just crashed. Who was it? It's going to be Diabolic. So we'll just have to get Diabolic back in here, and then we load things up again.
Forget Diabolic. You hop on the sticks. Play this one. Change teams. You think, how would you do right now if you faced Rise Nation?
I would do awful.
I would be destroyed. I don't have my controller here.
Yeah.
I'm not in the right play settings. I can make up a million excuses.
It's actually really hard to play at the desk.
Oh, yeah.
I've played at the desk before. It's very difficult.
Oh, especially, too, because, like, you're trying to get other stuff done as well. Like, we have notes we got to watch out for. We got to set up other things. Then we join up, and sometimes players are doing warm-up free-for-alls, and you try to hold your own, and then before you know it, you're getting two-pieced by a Scump. And you're like, well, I'm going to stick to being a caster.
Advanced Warfare, we did something. It was like me, Puckett, Ben, and I want to say Methods was our fourth guy. We played a tournament.
How bad did Puckett do?
Yeah, Puckett held his own. I played a lot of video games with Puckett last night.
Yeah?
Yeah, I love Puckett.
I miss Christopher.
Shout out to
Puckett.
Christopher.
He's my dad in the gaming scene.
Yeah, I've known Christopher
He gave
for a long
birth to
time.
me.
Yeah, you were an intern for a very long time.
I was under the great Chris Puckett.
I still can't believe you're not an intern. It's unbelievable.
You still treat me like one most days.
You know, I'm just used to it at this point.
It's just natural.
It's a very difficult habit to break.
Why doesn't Revan get that? Then again,
because I actually worked. Revan actually was like an employee.
He was an intern as well.
No.
What?
I think you have it all wrong.
Oh yeah.
I think you have it all wrong.
Okay, we have 3 months apart in our birthdays, but somehow I'm an intern and Revan's not.
No, birthdays don't quantify what's what. Okay. Look at Maven. He's the oldest.
But both of us.
That doesn't mean anything.
That's true. Maven, if anyone, is most like an intern. It's really him.
No.
He's
You ever see The Intern with Robert De Niro? That'll be Maven. He'll be like an 80-year-old man interning at
starting
his fashion
his seventh new career because he gets banished from all his previous ones.
Yeah.
I give him 2 years before he never steps foot in another esports event.
Yeah, I think that's okay.
He's made it this far.
I would say he's a success at this point.
He is. Maven has come a long way.
Yeah. Remember the first time.
He still has a lot to go, though.
Oh.
Today he ate cold McDonald's cheeseburgers and French fries.
It's like every day.
Freezing cold.
Every day.
Yeah.
He'll eat like a frozen burrito. It's like the worst diet ever. He just can't feel good.
I don't know how he's not 700 pounds.
I think it was like a burrito in the morning, and then like just cold McDonald's that he's just driving around for who knows how long.
Yeah.
There's
a lot of role models in the Call of Duty community. Yep. Maven.
He's definitely one of them. Gonna hop into this game. We got Diabolic back in the lobby. Sorry for the delay, but it's gonna be Rise up 2-1 in this series.
Look at Looney. Looney's playing an egg sort of play style.
Can DT force a game 5? Looney gonna win one gunfight over here on auto. Now the player's not rotating back. They're just gonna let him go right by.
Guys, is no one gonna react?
Did nobody say that he's there?
Looney's gonna pull this flag. Killa is behind him, but Looney might get a great timing. He gets behind the truck right away. The AR stopped watching for Killa. He gets out alive. Okay, that right there was the weirdest flag cap I've seen. You obviously know Killa. You obviously know Looney just killed Killa in auto.
They're just not communicating. I mean,
how did nobody rotate back?
You can just see that there's, right there, it's a perfect example of players just not communicating between one another, and it's going to be
I'm baffled. I'm perturbed.
A cap for Rise Nation here to kick things off. Just a really slow start to this CTF game. I mean, have 5 kills for Rise, make it 6. Now we have another flagpole attempt coming out from Looney again, and this is going to be cap.
The only person alive.
They're going to kill Killa. I imagine they're going to
about to spot him. Oh my God, beautiful ledge boost from Looney. 2-0 in the first minute and a half. Oh gosh, I mean, I said how this score could get racked up like the EnVy Luminosity game, and all signs are pointing towards that right now.
Yeah, DT just needs to shut down their communication. Obviously, see Looney here playing some base D and go on board with Classic, and he is going to take Chino out. Now they're going to try and push up. You're going to see Slack there to help him out as well. Classic's going to force the issue by getting over towards Globe. It's going to force a lot of players to just look over in that direction. Doesn't have a teammate to help him out right away. You see Octane's able to pick up one. Not going to get the second. Slack's there to clean that up.
Okay, Looney. That's enough.
Looney gets a touch, just doesn't get it out of the base. And now Slack going to challenge Sender. Not going to win it, but you just see the constant pressure that this Rise Nation team is putting on DT.
Love this positioning from Classic, too. Chino does take him down, but either way, he had good intentions with that spot he was in. Can watch over that entire middle lane. And it's a very tough spot to get picked out of. Chino with some really good shots right now with this M8. Nearly gets the one burst down to that final player who challenged. Classic just going to play a corner in top barn. Should be spotted here momentarily. And just like that, Slack will have to rotate back to try to play some base defense as this flag might get pulled.
he's got to win some big gunfights.
This is
Killa's going
like,
to take one out, but
what do you think of the scenario we just saw from DT?
Just really slow.
They like to try to go push and kill the players rotating back from back alley, but there was 2 players watching for it. So instead of someone pulling the flag and running it towards barn to force the players to still spawn back there, they just don't get the flag pulled at all. And
it's got to be the communication between these guys on DT.
Right?
You have to think.
That.
I mean, they get in position to make a play, and they don't. You know, somebody needs to go pull the flag, and that just never happens. And now they're able to get the flag.
This is what they just should have done earlier.
Yep, they're going to get it into barn. This should be a cap, barring you know, Rise Nation going huge on the overextension. Should be a flag cap for DT, and actually you see Octane's going to win a gunfight. Same with Looney. The flag's going to go in, but now Rise Nation converging on the DT base, trying to get a counter cap.
Yeah, this has to be now a worry if you are the boys of DT to hold off your base. Slacked somehow finding his way towards this back rails area. The flag can't get pulled into bottom. Grandies, and just like that, they do hold their base, so DT, okay. You're not going to get 7-1'd, or, well, it's still possible, but you're making it look like you're not going to, at least, as they continue to try to get aggressive kill. It doesn't spot the player in the corner. That's so unfortunate, as he's going to say he checked that and does not see the gun sticking out, and that's going to force Sender to fall all the way back into his spawn, and he just popped camo. And seen. Okay.
He might have thought there were more players going to be here.
Yeah, or further pushed up, at least.
Yeah. Nah. Chino and Killa going to win 2 gunfights, going to hold off the push of Rise. There's actually one player who snuck around the back. I think he's going to wait. Yep, yeah, it's going to be Slacked. It's going to be Sender running right into him. Slack's going to try and get into Grandma. He's going to get taken out, but it just shows you how defensive DT's having to play. They only got that 2 pushes. They're the one where they don't elect to pull the flag, and the one obviously where they get the flag pull, they get it out. Other than that, have not gotten many pushes.
Diabolic falls to the hands of Looney, and it's looking like at the half, with the setup that Rise are playing, it will be 2-1. Rise Nation up. Do you think that winds up favoring Rise as they begin to spawn up on the other side of the map?
Oh, well, we'll see. They get to attack barn side, which I think you're able to get some pretty easy flag pulls. You get in a barn, a lot of cover there. Now we'll see if this DT team can hold on. And I think Rise Nation definitely in a spot to get another flag at least. So we'll have to keep an eye out, see if DT can get some more offensive pressure up the map.
Well, DT, minutes to somehow mount this comeback and force the game 5. Definitely possible. You got to slow down Octane though, 15-8. 5 more kills than second in the lobby, who's Killa. He's also close to, or he does have that scythe earned as well. Gonna spot 3 players pushing top barn. He just control-alt-deleted Sender off the map.
You're gonna see Octane put some shots on another player in the mid-street, and it's gonna be an overextension pull, and he's gonna bring this one right into barn, and just look at the picture-perfect setup for Rise Nation. Now the guys on DT just don't know which way to go, and it's just unfortunate. It looks like the flag gonna be brought in. DT just playing out of their own base, and it's gonna be Rise up 3-1. We talked about once you get into barn over by tracks, it's home free pretty much.
Made it look easy right there. Rise 2 rounds in a row, 2 sides in a row, sorry. They get a cap within the first minute of gameplay, set the tone for that side. 1 heat wave's used. Looney says, well, have a taste of your own medicine there, Diabolic, as Rise Nation see to hold on for 4 more minutes to close out the night and get another W in the win column.
Slacked, pushing all the way down tracks, gonna back up, gonna take one out with the RK5. Nice shots, and there's just one player from DT who's just have to force a play, just defense, just sitting on top of the flag.
Does he use kinetic here?
In a game where they need to be offensive, he's gonna use the HC. They're gonna know exactly where he is now, so let's see if he decides to use his camo. He's gonna be able to pick up 1. Now he's gonna pop his kinetic armor. He's gonna be able to take out Killa, and he's gonna bring this one right down the middle of the street.
Sender, the one guy who can try to stop this one, he'll peek the corner, gets taken down by Octane. Slacked, beautiful ledge boost again, 4-1. He's got 2 streaks as well. Wondering if he just elects to play for this Hellstorm. He will peek middle map. Can't finish out that kill, but it does not matter. He actually just pinged the lightning as well.
Now it's going to be Slack just set up in top Grandma, putting down some shots in the middle of the map. Now DT needs to get aggressive, Jack, but they're going to feed a streak to Slacked as he picks up that Hellstorm to go with his...
No.
No.
He does have his scythe, but he hasn't
used it yet. But Slack's going to pick up to Hellstorm to go with his Lightning NHC. That was probably his HC, but just in case that DT pulls the flag out, he's going to have those streaks to stop him.
There should be a flag pull here momentarily, unless somehow Classic gets taken down. Yes, he does. Kills being traded out. It's Cypher, Scythe, and Octane gets the better of it all. 4-streak, 24 and 12. It's Hellstorm time. That's going to rain down rockets into the flag. Slack gets the car explosion on his side as well. Nice job by DT.
Well, they stopped Octane before he's able to get streaks.
Yeah, there's a silver lining. They're still down, though, 4-1 with 2 minutes remaining. So unless there's a colossal kind of falling apart from Rise Nation, you expect them to close this out here.
Yeah, and Slack's trying to get that Hellstorm missile again, and see Octane's picking up one. He's able to spot one going back alley, searching for players over by Barn. He's able to actually call that out to his teammate, that it is pretty open here, and it's going to be Slack trying to get the flag out. Not going to be able to do so, but it's actually going to be in the hands of Looney, and he's going to get cut down in the middle of the street. Octane, the last one alive for Rise Nation, just trying to hold the push off, but 1:35 to go. Not a lot of time for DT to make an impact here. Jack, they need to get some kills. They need to start pulling the flag now. It is not looking good for Dream Team in this one.
It's crazy to see that Octane and Classic are both playing pretty similar roles in that AR covering their base as Classic brings this flag right towards middle map. They just have to pick up their tin. You've got Classic with 1/3 of the kills of Octane. Just nutty to see. Heatwave now being used. They will get the flag return, so a nice play by Diabolic. Also gets challenged by Kinetic Aura. Unfortunately, though, that would have been much more of a difference if it was actually a close game, but it's still a 3-flag difference, 4 dead on DT. Matt, I think that's going to do it. I think that might kind of sum up and finish out the hopes in stage 1 for DT, as they're going to fall and drop to, what, 4 and 15?
Yeah, something along those lines. You see a lightning strike come in from Slack. He's able to get one with it. You see Looney get a touch on the flag. I believe it's going to be Classic. Oh, it's actually going to be Octane able to pick it up. He's going to try and bring this one down tracks. And he's actually going to be behind some players of DT, so he should have at least one gunfight to win here. He's going to stop. Able to win it with the AR. There's another player challenging him as well.
Oh my
Octane's going to win that one too, and that is just
that's it. GG.
Adding insult to injury right there.
32 and 15.
Puts in another one, calls in the server. It's now called. I imagine we'll see the Lightning as well. And this is one. Rise. They win all the respawns, and they're able to take this one 5-1 over DT and CTF. The series 3-1 in total.
The series and the night end on that. Pretty crazy to see that both Fringe CTFs tonight were really high scoring for one team. 7 flags capped for 5 in this one from Rise Nation. And that does it. DT dropped to 4 and 15. Rise Nation get another win. Overall, pretty fun night here in the COD World League. No, one real surprise, which was Luminosity over Envy. Other than that, the likes of FaZe, OpTic, and Rise all get work done.
Big win for Luminosity, though.
Yeah,
that take out Envy.
The Luminosity and TSM are the 2 teams that definitely had their big nights.
Well, I mean, the 2 losses we figured that Luminosity would have for the remainder of their season both turned into wins. So who knows? I mean, they could potentially run the table over their next 3 games, finish out the CWL 6-0, and who knows where they find themselves in the rankings.
Pretty crazy stuff. We'll look at the after-action report because I think I just missed noting. I believe Looney went 29 and 10 that game. Triple positive as well. All things going in their favor, outslaying their opponents, out-positioning, and you gotta love the plays from Looney, man. The 2 times Looney, really the only 2 times I saw Looney be an auto were in those first minutes of both sides, and he capped a flag each time.
Yeah, Looney goes 16 and 17. It's gonna be Slacked. You were talking about goes 29 and 10. Octane 33 and 15. Classic doesn't even need to do too much. He goes 10 and 16. Still Rise able to win this one. 5-1, and not much to talk about on the side of DT. I think just some poor communication on their end, which really kind of hurt them in the CGF.
It really affected them right at the start of that second side. You could just tell something was not going right with how Killa was just able to waltz into their base after getting in that first engagement, right? He gets a kill on Killa, and then somehow, or no, I think it was the start of the game, and then somehow just walks into their base and pulls the flag.
They never call him out. He just walked straight in, and it was one of the odder openings to a CTF I think we've ever seen. And DT never really made it a game after that. It just seemed everything just started to go wrong for them.
That was really it for the series. Rise Nation get it done. They take down Dream Team 3-1. That obviously impacts where things stand at the moment. That's just one night of the two here in the COD World League this week. Here's a look at your standings after the first day of Week 10. Luminosity and TSM both move out of that relegation bubble.
Yeah, and tomorrow you'll see CLG versus Envy.
Okay.
And that'll be a tough game. TK versus Elevate. Elevate finding themselves in the top 4, could potentially even get up and pass Rise if Rise loses to H2K. Now, see, we got TSM versus FaZe tomorrow. That's going to be a tough match for TSM. DT Luminosity. That is one that Luminosity should be able to take. And then that tough one at the end, it's Complexity against OpTic. Complexity loses that. They find themselves at 10-10.
Yeah.
And you got, I mean, let's say for argument's sake, TSM and Luminosity win. They both have 9 wins. You see something, you could potentially see something crazy. I mean, let's say, even deeper down the line, H2K wins tomorrow. They're up to 9 wins as well. Complexity's only up 1 game from relegation at that point.
It's a scary spot for them to be in. No matter what happens, Complexity struggles are either going to force them potentially to get a relegation, not sure kind of where that stands, or a very low seed for Stage 1. They could wind up matching the likes of OpTic Gaming in that first round. Either way, though, Matt, very fun night. Thank you for joining me. That's going to do it for us here in the Burbank studios here at ESL. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll see you all tomorrow.